And we are back live again. So, not so happy Easter because we don't celebrate that evil bullshit. If you do, God bless you. You need to stop celebrating pagan holidays. So, I need to throw that in there because the Most High inspired me to. If you're celebrating any holidays, you're screwing up, especially if you think that that's supposed to be like the Christian thing to do. It absolutely isn't. So, stop celebrating Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, all this other pagan bullshit. Stop. Don't let women pressure you into it. Don't let your family pressure you into it. Do your own damn research. And if you still don't think there's anything wrong with you, like I said earlier, God bless you. All right. Any announcements? We're streaming tomorrow, hopefully on time. Today we're like 12 minutes late, so that's an improvement. But tomorrow we're streaming at what, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. tomorrow.
Yep. It's also game night. Tuesday we're streaming at 9 p.m. Actually, are we doing a movie review? I was thinking we should go see Dungeons and Dragons on Tuesday.
Yeah. Let's try to do a movie maybe next week.
I heard it's a woke dumpster fire, so I think we should probably go see that. I think that would make for good conversation. There, I saw Mario last night, and they did sneak a little bit of feminist nonsense in there too, but it didn't ruin the entire movie. But the princess is no longer a damsel in distress. She's a karate ninja action Barbie.
She's a princess does karate. What the?
She's not waiting to get saved. She's doing the saving now.
Wow.
So they done tried to take Mario's whole damn. They tried to take all his heroism from him, but anyhow, it's still a great movie. So check out Mario Brothers if you're a fan of Nintendo games. I think you'll appreciate it. We're still waiting on you to get the boat thing going.
Yeah, we'll get the boat thing going soon. What else? Guys, make sure you subscribe to the main channel, youtube.com/@mentuition. We're actually going to create a .com soon, so maybe tomorrow we'll have just mentuitionacademy.com. Just easier to type in and easier to say. So when you go to mentuitionacademy.com, it'll take you to the YouTube page. So I'll get that set up. And yesterday, man, we had a really, really cool interaction with a guy in the design district here in Miami. He met Kevin Samuels, and he works at the Hublot store. So I don't want to give you guys too much details, but we have a special guest coming next week on maybe Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday, we got special guests coming. So, and this guy actually met Kevin. So I think that's it. We can introduce the ladies, right? Let's start with the ladies.
Definitely.
All right. We'll start on my side, and then we'll go around. We'll start here, and we'll go around this way. So give us your name, your age, your occupation, and your relationship status.
Okay, my name is Christina. I'm 30 years old. I'm Russian, and I want to say like my English is not perfect. It's really important. So my relationship, I'm single. I'm single much longer. I'm single 4 years.
Okay, cool. Guys, we're having some camera issues.
Happening with Elgato.
So just bear with us. We'll try to get it fixed. What about you?
Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle. I'm a substance use therapist. I'm 31, and I am currently single. I was in a relationship not too long ago, so I've been single for 3 months.
Okay. And we're gonna go across to you.
Hi, I am Sarah. I'm 22 years old. I own my own business. I do lashes, eyebrows, and now lip blush tattooing. And I recently became single again.
Recently became single again.
Yeah, like I've been single for 2 months.
Okay. All right, ladies, we're gonna ask a question because we want to get your opinion. This is not our opinion, but your opinion. What would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Your face and your body, your appearance. We'll start with you. We'll come back this way.
A 5?
A
Girl,
5?
you're an 8.
That's the first 5 we've gotten from a girl.
She's beautiful and she's
That's
in
crazy.
denial.
No, I mean, well, that's her.
You're saying just appearance?
Just appearance.
Yeah, like a 5.
A 5. All right.
Disagree.
I agree.
All right. Let's go here. We'll go here.
I would
What about
say you're talking about body or physical.
everything, like
everything?
physical, like face, body,
I would say
but the whole package,
I
not
would
your
say-
personality. Just
I'm as transparent, honest. I would say at 7, and when I put makeup on, because I don't put makeup on, I would say
a
I
9.
get that nice dress and the nice, mascara on. It accentuates my features.
And you'll be a 9.
I'll be
All
a Moroccan 9
right. Okay.
with a
Okay.
Venezuelan 9.
Hey. All
On
right.
normal, I'm like
Okay.
a 7.
Okay. Okay. What about you?
I think it's 6 for me because I really like my body. I'm fitness instructor and like my body, I like it, everything. But my face, I have something that I didn't.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, we just like to keep the ladies honest. You know, we used to rate women, but that didn't really work out that great.
Why? Well, I always wanted to know the reason. I think I know why. Is to see how humble they are. I guess.
Well, no, the last time we rated a woman, she got like really pissed, and we rated. So what
We
happened?
or you?
You.
I
rated her. I remember. that.
You, it was you.
She made a comment.
Well, I rated it
Be all
because
sassy.
Allende said, "Yo, King, what do you think they are?" And then I ended up answering it, and then he never answered it. So he got me with a little bit of the okie doke. But
Smart.
what happened was I rated one girl, so they rated themselves like you ladies did. And then what happened was I gave them the same rating they gave themselves. So one girl was like, "I'm an 8," and I was like, "I think you're an 8." And another girl was like, "I think I'm a 6 or 7." And then I was like, "I think you're a 6.5 or something." Guys, again, if this camera cuts out, don't mind it. I'll probably just use the other camera sometimes.
That's so
We're
funny.
What
getting
camera's the one that's second up?
the main one
one?
that's on me. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Guys, every week the damn equipment does different shit. We don't touch it and then it doesn't work. So
Well, try to use that.
yeah,
one.
I'll use our side angle. Let's see if we can get that one.
Stop leaving shit on overnight.
That's not why. That's not why.
Yeah, I think that's why.
All right. So what was I saying? Oh, so
You
she got
rated
really
the girl.
pissed.
The
Because-
6.5.
Based on their.
Yeah,
They
but I
rated
gave her
them.
the same rating she gave herself, and she
Nah,
got
it was a little
pissed.
lower. It was like 1 point lower.
No. It was literally in between what she said. I think I'm a 6 or 7. But anyway, she got pissed because I gave the other girl an 8, what she gave herself. Anyway,
I don't know why. It's
we
doing
let you
this.
ladies just
It's
rate
doing-
yourself.
It's doing some weird shit.
What's going on?
So before you used to
camera.
let us rate and then you guys input.
That's how we used to do it, but we
You
no
should
longer
still
do
do
that.
it like that.
You used to do
I
it
was just
meaning
a
one
sensitive
time.
person.
Yeah,
This is one time.
yeah. it
She's still
didn't,
upset about it. She still brings it up.
No way.
Yeah,
That means she has
Yeah.
a low self-esteem.
yeah.
All right. So, longest relationship you ever been in
5 years.
with no breaks, no
5 years.
no eggplants in
5
between.
years.
Just,
This was my last
just the same
relationship.
guy.
Yeah, same guy.
Same
5
sausage.
Years. Same sausage.
Okay. All right.
And
5
this
years.
was my last relationship. It was 4 years ago. After this 4 years, I'm single.
So wait, you did one relationship 5 years
It was
and another
5 years.
relationship 4 years.
4 years.
So you wasted 9 years and didn't marry either guy.
No, you don't understand me. 5 years I was in a relationship.
Uh-huh.
And 4 years I'm single.
Oh, okay. So you just did the 5. What's the second longest relationship?
3 years.
3 years.
Yes.
So 8 years.
Yes.
Yeah, you could have had a degree. You could have been a dentist.
And 4 years, absolutely single.
All right. In the longest relationship,
2 years and a half.
2.5 years.
But with the Jamaican boyfriend that I had, it was on and off. It was my second boyfriend, like for 4 years actually. But that
Okay.
doesn't count. You said no
with,
breaks,
with Jamaican guys, it's always going to be on and
right? That's
off.
what I'm saying.
Just thought I'd make you know that. All right. And you, longest relationship,
4 years.
4 years. And you're only 22.
Yeah.
That's a quarter of your life.
Wow.
It's wifey material.
Yeah.
Quarter of your life.
I date to marry. I don't date for the experience.
So why you didn't marry him?
I date to marry, not for the experience. The person
Dated for the experience.
was dating for the benefits.
Yeah, well, he's too young. This guy was your age.
How-
How old
yeah,
is
He
how
this
old?
guy?
wasn't.
How old is
He
this
was
guy?
29.
Still young.
29.
No, that's old enough to get married though, especially to a
That's
20-year-old.
old enough to have your life
I would
together.
rather get married to a guy that's 35 and up. Young.
Yeah,
Knows
but
how to
he
eat.
didn't have enough. He didn't get enough burn in the world yet. That's what it was.
That's what I'm saying. I prefer a 40-year-old.
Yeah, for guys, it's not necessarily like age. It's income and experience.
Mhm.
Number one, can you afford the wife? And then even if you can, have you had enough freedom and experience to be ready to, to commit? Because it's not good if you didn't get it out of the system.
Mhm.
All right. Do you want to play the first clip? We got a couple of clips or 3 clips here, guys.
Yeah.
From the Whatever podcast. Just quickly become.
So yeah, guys, we're gonna react to the Whatever podcast. The clips, we'll I guess pause them as we see fit.
Mhm.
But we talked about this on the last stream. The Whatever podcast is, I think they started with more pranks and shock value videos, and I think that's because I went back and looked at some of their stuff, and then they transitioned to dating podcast, and that started about 5 months ago. So I was like, where did these guys come from? They came out of nowhere, but I see now how they got all
They
their
were doing
followers.
something else.
Yeah, they were doing like the Mr. Beast, like the shock value.
Okay.
11-year-old. I saw one. It was like 11-year-old picks up women. So it's like this 11-year-old kid going around like, can I get your number?
I think I saw one of those. Was he
yeah,
driving
like, I can't drive. You can drive.
I thought he was driving a Benz in one of them.
Yeah.
Because I saw some video and the kid was like 12 years old driving a big body Benz. He's like, "What's up?"
Right. So, yeah, that camera keeps acting.
Is it
up.
still doing what it's doing?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And
This other camera angle you got looks better anyway.
Yeah, I can't move it in here though on this one. All right, guys. So we're gonna start the video, and the ladies will give us our, and then just let me know when to pause.
Pink, where's the rest of your clothes? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. He's asking where's the rest of your clothes.
This one.
That's, I don't know with that question, bro. You sure you're all right?
Maybe you should be.
Why are you asking a girl where the rest of her clothes is? You should be like, take it off.
Right. Once again, guys, if you're in the comments, we did put the link to the StreamYard. If you guys want to talk to the ladies, join the link. We have our Cash App in the chat as well. So StreamYard and Cash App in the chat on YouTube, on Mentuition, and on Authentic Alphas. And then send in your super chats also, guys, if you have any questions. All right, let's start with the video.
Disregard the high value man component.
Would I be a good wife?
You'd be a good wife.
Yeah, I'm not like, why not?
Okay.
I'm going to be an amazing wife. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so all of you said you'd be a good wife. So my question is, what do you bring to the table?
Why'd you say it? Why'd you were you like,
God, this question.
What?
are we starting from here? Or are we
Go
starting?
ahead, Sydney, you first.
I am. I know I'm very supportive, and like I have like my love language is definitely like I think my love language like covers all bases, and I'm just like I know that I'll be a good partner. Like I know that I'll be able to take care of my spouse, and I know that I'll be able to support them and be there for them no matter what. But like right now, in this time in my life, like I'm just doing me right now.
Okay.
Your turn.
I bring a super fun life, truthfully, right? I bring really fun experiences. I bring an open mind. I bring a new perspective. I also bring like, and when I say fun, that also means money. Like I'm willing to pay, more than willing to pay for fun experiences with you, dinners, trips, whatever. I'm also very supportive, and I will, definitely support you and my husband if he decides to try this, that, whatever. Yeah. And also, no.
No, go ahead.
And truthfully, I bring a very fun aspect. Like, when I say fun in all aspects of life, I also definitely mean like the bedroom, because that shit gets crazy.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let's pause it right there for a second, because that's very interesting. Ladies, what do you think about that? So let's start here, and then we'll come around, and then Allende and I will comment. But what do you think so far of what the ladies are saying they bring to relationships?
We'll part the bedroom part.
Well, that part was, yeah.
What do I think? I feel like it's more than just like love languages and stuff like that. I think it has to do more of like you as a woman. Like you as a woman, what can you bring? Like the nurturing type, the like how you are at home and stuff like that. Like if you are with a man, what are you expecting? And
right.
What are you willing to do to help that man grow as well?
Okay.
It's not only like what you can provide, what I can do. It's more like how can you help that person grow as well?
Okay. What about you? What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I don't like their responses yet. I don't think they understood the question. I think they're just talking out of their ass. So I agree with what she's saying. What I think a female should bring to the table that they haven't mentioned yet is peace.
Peace.
Friendship.
I like that.
Loyalty. When he comes home, don't nag about anything. Baby, how are you? What do you need from me? That's all you gotta
Why are you
say.
cringing? You don't like that? She's cringing.
No. I mean, no,
Peace. Yeah.
What?
I mean, no, like, okay, for example, I mean, the way I'm going to use like a real life experience. I was waiting with food ready and everything, but you also got to be willing to talk. Like, yeah, how was your day? But if there's something going on, I'm not going to suppress my feelings.
Okay. All right.
But of course, I'm not going to be like, eat rocks. Like, no, if I'm at home, I'm going to have, a nice meal waiting for you to get home.
Right. Okay.
Of course.
All right. Let's hear from you. What do you think about
I
that clip?
think they need to grow up together. I think they need to support each other, everything. Like man and woman, they need to support together. Because if woman all the time wants something from a man, man can help all the time, but it's just relationship only from one side. It needs to be from both, because there is like two planets. They need to be together, and how long they are together, they go inside and make a more stronger relationship. That is my opinion.
Okay. Andy, wanna jump in?
I feel bad for my nephews, man.
I feel bad for
Why?
my yeah.
This is horrible.
For
It's horrible.
Horrible meaning the generation or the
Just
dating
the generation is
world?
just, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, these women, they speak about marriage so like far removed from it. They're literally just they're imagining, they're imagining this shit. They didn't see it. I can look at all four of them. I can tell their parents were fucking married. I can already tell. Their parents aren't married to get today. They weren't married. They have no idea what they're talking about in application. They're not talking about any application. And the reason why is, like I said, because they haven't seen it. Marriage was never this like bullshit mental ideal. It was very physical, very tangible, and it was something that we saw. We understood what it was because we saw the mechanics of it. These women don't understand the mechanics of it. So it's a lot of guesswork. So the answer is they bring nothing to the table. This goofy chick is talking about, I'm sure that I can support my man, but right now I'm just doing me. Okay, that's an oxymoron within itself. Because whatever quality dude is looking for a quality wife, that woman would not just be doing her in the meantime. Okay, imagine some dude just like playing video games, eating potato chips with his friends, and one day he's supposed to be somebody's husband. What do you have all this idle time now for?
Right.
Now is when you would be building that wealth, that equity, that value that you're going to bring to a family. So he couldn't just be doing him right now. So this is the mentality of these women, or the modern woman, is that until I get married, I'm just going to do me. It doesn't work that way. You should have already been learning to be a wife when you were a child, when you were a kid. So if you're old enough now to go party and shake your ass and quote unquote do you, then you're old enough now to be shopping for a husband. You're old enough now to be transitioning into that situation. So what are you holding out for? So she said, I'm sure I can support this guy based on what experience? Who have you supported? And what do you even mean by support? What support is it that a man's supposed to need? Because if you ask her what she wants, the dude that she's going to describe is not a dude that needs support. Just like if you describe the dude that you want, he's not a dude that still needs to grow. So what is this helping him grow thing? Women aren't out here looking for guys that need to grow. You see what I'm trying to say? Oh, I want him to be 6 foot something. I want him to make 6 figures. That doesn't sound like a lot of room for growth.
Right.
If he's 6 foot, he's already physically grown. And if he's making 6 figures already, he didn't need you to grow to 6 figures. Why would he need you to grow that 6 figures to $500,000? So that growth shit, get it out of your head. Because unless you're looking for dudes that are still developing, aren't situated yet. Now this chick in the pink talking about fun. That's a cope. That's a cope. Your life is bullshit. You make money entertaining desperate, lonely dudes. So you're trying to make that necessity a virtue by acting as if this fun is so overpriced. Men don't get married for fun. Men stay single for fun. So what she just said literally contradicts itself. Because any dude that's trying to get married and settle down, he's not looking for fun and for you to pay for trips and going to miniature golf and whatever other goofy activities her childish ass is talking about. The one in the white, I don't even remember saying anything because she will get married. It's just the dude that marries her will regret it. And this Asian looking chick, same shit. She's gonna get married. The dude that marries her is gonna regret it.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna realize that he chose his wife based on looks, not on marriage.
Yeah, here's what I'll say, ladies. Here's what I'll say. I think for me, the last one that went before, because there's still more of this clip left, we'll play the rest. But the sex part was the part that kind of bothered me because I think it's easy for ladies to have sex. I don't think it's hard. Like, you ladies can have sex on command. And just like when we were saying about the sneaky link earlier, you're like, that's a misconception. Put it like this. If you and I were in a relationship and you wanted to go out and bang some dude like the next day, it'd be easier for you to do so versus me having a girl or getting a girl. So I think sex is very easy. And even when sex happens,
Okay.
of course. And not only that, even when sex happens, it's like the physical aspect of sex, we're doing a good part of the work. Like the woman just kind of has to just kind of be there. Of course, she's got to do little things. But what I'm saying is like the guy's exuding more energy than the woman is most of the time. So I'm saying all that to say, when she says sex or I'm fun in the bedroom, that's great. But there's a lot of girls that are fun in the bedroom. Sex isn't something, of course, you should provide that to your husband or your man. But like, that's not difficult for a woman to do.
Yeah, but like I said, that's another statement that cancels itself out. All the things that she said cancel themselves out because you're saying that somehow you're bringing this this extraterrestrial expertise to the bedroom, okay, then you're not wife material. What? Exactly. It cancels the fuck out. Because if you're bringing all of that, that means you've been doing a hell of a lot of that. That means you've been honing that skill. That means that all these other guys have gotten what you're supposedly offering your husband. So then why would he be your husband?
Right.
Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like,
Right.
you're literally admitting that what I'm going to give you in the bedroom, ooh, I've given it to everybody else. Okay. So you either gave it to these guys for free or you gave it to these guys for pay. Either way, why would I marry you for something that you were either monetizing or giving away like coupons? Why would I marry that? And how does that benefit my children? Are my kids going to get to the age where mommy's going to teach them how to suck a cock? It's unbelievable that they say that with this confidence. So what's happening is that nobody is telling these chicks to their face how they sound. And the men of quality are just quote unquote ghosting them. That's the thing. Women keep asking, why don't these guys call me back? And how come this guy? Because he's not telling you what I'm saying. Because what's the point? He's not trying to change your mind. He's like, you're not repairable is the point. It's not something you could just stop doing. The damage is already done. This is these women's entire upbringing up until this point. So what they're going to do is use their energy to argue against the reality, because accepting that reality also accepts that they're disqualified.
Right. All right, let's move forward and then we'll see what the other two have to say.
What do you bring to the table?
Open-mindedness, honest, loyalty, support, like good support system. I feel like that's very important in a relationship. Just being there for that person and like having their back no matter what, putting them first, like making our relationship a priority no matter what.
Making the relationship the priority. But I thought, didn't earlier, and I don't know if these two things necessarily contradict. Earlier, you said that you were independent.
Yeah.
And so do you think that you said you want to continue working when you get married and have kids and stuff. Do you think that could potentially come at the expense of the relationship? And
I would never
family?
be with a man who like, it was a make or break deal where I had to be a stay-at-home mom or I wasn't allowed to have my own income.
Let me ask you a question. What if a guy made $1 million, $1 million, and he could support you, but he said, I don't want you to work?
It would drive me crazy. Like I wouldn't be happy in that relationship.
Well, what if he said, I want you to
would've
just
put
take care of
myself
the
in that
kids?
situation.
I want you to just be the caretaker for
And
the
I'm
children.
not allowed to do anything else.
Well, no, I mean, if you want to go to the gym, stay fit, do
Well, no, what I'm
those
saying
things.
is like, I'm not allowed to do anything else as far as creating an income for myself.
Well, I mean, if you're married, you guys
There was like a big backbone.
Share.
Like it's scary for women not to have something where like if it comes time for us to need to leave, we don't have an exit route. We don't have anything of our own. So like,
Which it's so sad that we even have to think about
it
that.
is, but it is like,
The amount of
like she wants to make her own money.
contradictions
Don't
there.
No,
keep
hold
fighting.
on. That's a
Good
very
Lord.
like scarce mindset. Like if we need to leave, I didn't even like what she just said. That bothers me already. That's almost like you had one foot in, one foot out already. Well, what if something? Look, a lot of women. I think there was a study done where most women have a plan A, B, C, D. They'll never tell their man that they actually have backup guys. They already got guys in their mind that they know. They don't delete their ex-boyfriends out of their
First of
phone.
all, the guy
They still
they're with
keep
is
a
a
lot of guys in the line of fire.
The guy is a settle to begin with.
So, ladies, let's start here and we'll go back this way. What do you think about what that girl just said?
Oh, let's start from this way.
You want to start from this way?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
come on. We'll start
I
here.
think she's very
We'll start here.
pessimistic. That's the mentality that we live with right now. That's the generation that we live with right now.
You said she's very pessimistic.
Pessimistic,
Yeah.
and she's not giving her full, her 100% to the relationship. So why get in a relationship to begin with? She's
Okay.
she's putting that bad energy already into the relationship.
Like you said, one foot in, one out.
Did you hear the story of that general who he had to motivate his troops to go to war, and it was a situation where they didn't have the advantage or the upper hand. Can't remember the army. I can't remember where they were invading, but the moral of the story is what's important.
Mhm.
So he after he was able to convince them to sail to this place, it was an island where they went, or wherever the hell. When they turn up on the shores of these other people's territory, he burned all the boats so that they couldn't go back. They had to either fight and win or fight and die. But he removed the option of a B. There is no option B, right? So the thing is that what she just said contradicted itself, because we're specifically talking about marriage here. So why would you be marrying someone and then thinking about leaving, and if it wouldn't work and all these things in the beginning? That's literally the opposite of what you do in a marriage. The whole point is you're taking vows that, well, no matter what happens, I'm making the decision to be with this person.
Mhm.
Exactly. That's
So
why.
this
That's
is the
why
problem
you
with the modern
marry.
woman. With the modern woman, she has too many options.
Mm.
Back in the day, you didn't have all these damn options. You had maybe 3 or 4 suitors. You picked one of those dudes to marry. That was it. If it was the wrong pick, that's your life. Make the best of it. There is no, well, I can do this, and what about that? And I'll try this, and I'll divorce him. I'll take half his shit. Then I'll go back to being a thought for a while. Then I'll try to shame other guys into stepping up and being a stepdaddy. They don't realize that you're actually making it harder the next time around.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're telling you is that the reason that they make the decisions they make are based on fear.
Right.
So
But
when you,
if you're not sure about your husband or your man, you don't get
no,
married.
it's
So
not
stay
that.
single.
Hold on. It's not that they're not sure about their husband. It's that they are not sure about men in general. This is why when you
but
ask young
if
girls,
you are not sure about exactly this man, so stay single.
it's not the man. It's not the individual.
Just
It's
men
men
general.
in general.
Oh, yeah.
When you talk to young women who have no real fucking experience with men, just because they've had some cocks in them, they think they have experience with men. That's not experience with men. When I'm talking to women that are 25 and their longest relationship is 3 months, you don't have experience with men in that capacity. You have
Exactly,
experience.
they
You
don't
have
know
experience.
how it's
You have
supposed to
hookup. You have
be.
hookup experience.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when you ask these women, why'd you go to school to be a whatever? So I don't have to depend on no man. Whoa. Why is that the most common answer for why women are getting education? So that means you're literally basing your life decisions on men not being reliable, you not being able to count on a guy. So who put that thought in your head? Because it's not like you married a guy and then couldn't count on him. You see what I mean? It's not like you were dating some dude for X amount of time and then something happened, you couldn't count on him. That's not what you're basing it on. You're basing it on something you were told long before you were even dealing with men in the first place. So now when you interact with men, the idea is, oh, I'm just going to have fun because I can't have feelings. I can't depend on him. I can't rely on him. I can't trust him. And then that carries over into every other area of their life. So that's the problem with women today, is that they never even go in it with that. What did Kevin Samuels just say? They never go into it with good faith.
Mm-hmm.
They're always going into it with what if this bad thing happens? They're almost expecting that bad thing to happen. They're expected to be cheated on, to be left, and all these other things.
So were you going to say
It
something?
happen for everyone.
What were you gonna
Yeah.
It happen everyone every time. You don't know what's happened when you get someone. You don't know what's happened in his brain.
Yeah, but you know that the women are actually the ones that are more likely to do all these destructive things in a relationship.
Not the men.
So if men were to start thinking that way, it would be women that would ultimately suffer. And that is what's starting to happen. Because unlike women, men are actually paying attention to numbers. We're paying attention to likelihood. We're paying attention to actual data, not what our grandma told us, not what our auntie told us, not what our friends are telling us. We're really looking at how these things tend to play out. So now the guys are going to realize these women really are dangerous. They really are problematic. They really are going to most likely leave you. It's not this maybe in his mind and his feelings. It's no, on fucking paper, I can see that in this particular state, this many marriages tend to end in divorce, this percentage. And then you don't have to ask, well, what happened? Everybody's different. It depends. It depends my ass. We can look and see who's filing for divorce. And it's the woman over 70 some odd % of the time. That means it doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter why she's filing for divorce. It doesn't matter if her ex-husbands are drunk. It doesn't matter if he was abusive. It doesn't matter if he cheated. It doesn't matter. The point is, whatever happens that she doesn't like, she's going to leave. If you snore too loud, she might leave. Do you see what I'm saying? If you break your ankle, she might leave.
That's not fair. Because you're comparing an abusive relationship to someone snoring. Like,
No,
so you're
no,
saying
no,
in an
no, no,
abusive
no, no,
relationship,
no,
a
no,
woman
no, no,
cannot
no.
leave.
You're
Like,
missing.
shouldn't
Hold on,
leave.
hold on. You're missing
No,
what
no,
that
no.
data says undeniably. We could sit there and argue back and forth about the why that particular woman filed for divorce. When you look at the reason why,
Okay, so your point is that many women leave. That's
the
the
va-
that you're trying to make.
my point is the
Okay.
vast majority
Okay.
leave. And when you look at the most common reason is irreconcilable differences. What that means is it was something that wouldn't normally marry or divorced. Basically, it's I'm not happy. That could be many other reasons. The point is she's bailing out because she can. Now, if that's the case,
That was said about it. It's just what
why
you're
would a
comparing
dude
those
want
two.
to take
Yeah.
that risk? Why would a dude want to take that chance? So you could say, listen, I'm about to get on this plane. This particular airlines, 75% of their flights crash. Now, does it matter why the flight crashed? Doesn't matter if it was engine issues. It doesn't matter if it was this issue. It doesn't matter if the power went. It doesn't matter. The point is 75% of the time, you crash. I'm not gambling my life on that 25%. So that's what's happening now. And the women is the ones that are going to suffer, is my point. The women are going to suffer when we start thinking like how the women are thinking. But the women are already going in there with that type of number in their head that 75% of the time, I can't count on the man. 75% of the time, it might go wrong. So I need to have my own independence and my own money. Well, if you have that type of mindset in the relationship, then he's not getting a wife anyway.
Here's the problem, ladies. I think another problem is you guys sometimes just talk too much. It's like, no, seriously, like if that's what you're thinking, don't ever fucking say it. Don't ever tell a man that. Automatically you've lost. You shouldn't really be thinking that at all going into a relationship with a man. But if that's what you think, then think it, do it, or whatever, and don't ever say anything. Women give out too much information for her to even say that. I didn't want my job because, well, what if the relationship doesn't work out? It already makes me think like, okay, well then you're already right. How many dudes are in your phone that you thought it right? Like, what are you planning? What are you plotting? Men don't go into relationships thinking that they're going to fail. I don't know any guy that goes into a relationship like, I think she's gonna probably do this, so I'll get this set up. Like, even if we cheat on you, we don't even think in our brain like I'm gonna leave
the end of the relationship.
My wife for this hoe. Like, I'm thinking in my head, maybe I want my cake and I want to eat it too. I want two pussies better than one, but I'm not thinking, let me get rid of the woman that has my kids. We're always thinking, stay, and like this is the one I love, and this is the side bitch. Though it's not, it doesn't make women happy. But what I'm saying is, we're not ever thinking. I've never thought to leave any woman that I was with because, like, you know what I mean? Like, even if I banged another chick, like, I never thought I was gonna leave.
So really quick, because we kind of went on a tangent, and I want to comment on like the first question that was asked of I guess, what was it that if why do women leave, or what was the initial conversation? I never got to comment on
the clip.
Yeah.
The first one or this?
No. Right now that we were just all talking about it.
What do women bring into the table, or
Nope.
or why do women get into these relationships thinking that it's going to end?
There
anyway?
you go. Okay, that one.
Right.
I feel like in this generation, I actually have this conversation a lot. Everyone's so stuck on trauma, and they use that as an excuse to have plan B, plan C, plan D, because they're so scared and they haven't worked on themselves to go into something else. If you are so scared and you already have a plan B, C, and D, it's because you have not healed from. So what are you doing jumping into something else? If you're jumping into something, it's because you are there, like I said before, you're there to marry, not planning a divorce in your head. Like, I don't agree with that. I do agree with you guys are saying. Like, a lot of people go into it.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think women should keep like guys on their phone, like ex-boyfriends? Like, let's cut the crap, because I think a lot of ladies, like you ladies know, like a lot of women who maybe your friends, maybe not you, they never 100%. Get rid of the ex-boyfriends. They still give out their phone number even though they got a guy. They're still on IG answering DMs. Like, there's a lot of things that women do that are like, well, I didn't have sex with him, so I didn't cheat.
100%.
But they've been cheating for a long time. So I think men need to wake up and understand, like, there's a lot that women do that they won't classify as cheating, but they actually are cheaters. And I think women
there's
think
a lot of things that guys do that is qualified as cheating.
Of course.
They don't say it.
Of course, but guess what? Men, in our brain, we don't even, the way we would cheat on you is if we gave a woman like more time, effort, attention, money. Like, women know, like, attention's more important to them. So what I'm getting at is that a woman doesn't really care to bang 100 dudes. Like, most women, they don't want to have 100 penises inside of them. Am I correct?
I know where you're going with this, and it's true.
That they do not care,
they don't want to have sex with hundreds of men, right? So a way a woman cheats, the attention that she gets and she garnishes, that's what she wants. She wants to know, I still got it. I'm still cute. I got this guy at my job that always buys me lunch. Like, she doesn't want to fuck him. She doesn't want to have sex with him. She actually is cheating on you. Exactly. And the way men look at it is that how many girls, the same way you want that attention is the same way we want to have sex with other women. If you could just draw a line.
Accept that, though.
I know, and I don't even need you to accept it, but I'm just saying, if you drew a line between a woman wanting attention, like an attention whore, and a guy that wants to go and sleep with a lot of women, maybe he's in a relationship, maybe he's not. It's like the same.
It's the same.
I have
Yeah.
a
Like I don't care if a girl tells me I'm hot or
Yeah.
like I want to have
Who the
sex.
fuck cares?
Yeah, I want. Okay, go
I have
ahead.
a question. I think a guy told me one time that if every guy that was in a relationship had the opportunity to cheat and never get caught, the majority would do it and still love their wife and go back
Yeah,
to
but
them.
but
Like
the
if
thing,
no one
hold
would
on, but
find
the
out.
thing is, the problem is none of these definitions are established correctly. None of these definitions. These women don't know what cooperation means. They don't know what submission means. They don't know what support. What the fuck is support? These women keep on saying
It
support.
just sounds good.
What is support? So first of all, what you consider support is the same nonsense that you carry on with your friends. Now, to you as a woman, it makes perfect sense, and y'all thrive off of that. To men, it is the most nonsensical thing ever. It has no tangible value whatsoever to us. We think it's ridiculously stupid.
You're saying support?
Right? But very few men actually say this to their women. But when you sit here with your friend, you're with your guy or something, and then you're canceling on this guy because my friend, oh, I gotta go. Why do you have to go? Oh no, something happened. My friend has an issue. The amount of chicks that cancel because some shit happened with their friend. The amount of chicks that cancel a date on a guy because something happened with their friends. You still coming to the podcast? Oh no, something happened with my friend. I have to go be there for my friend. Okay, what are you talking about? Be there. Oh no, she needs my support. Really?
Sounds like a lie.
What do you?
It is a lie.
No, it's not a lie.
It could be
This
a
is
lie.
actually what's happening. So women support each other with just simply presence, just being there and hugging and drinking wine and crying together and telling each other it'll be okay. Okay, that's not useful to any man that has any strength or character.
And tell us
Maybe
what it is
maybe
that
to
you
the
want.
weakest
What are we
men,
gonna learn?
and to the weakest men, it's not even the support that they're thriving off of. It's just a female company. This is why suckers will follow a chick around everywhere just to be with a girl. They're not getting anything out of it, but yeah, I'll go with you to the mall. Oh yeah, I'll go with you here. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, he has time to waste just to be in her presence. So he's not valuing her support. He's valuing just the fact that he's around a pretty girl. Maybe one day he'll slip and fall in her pussy. But when you say that to guys, especially guys that have their shit together, it just sounds like air. Oh, I'll be there to support you. And if you're like, okay, how are you going to support me? Then it gets even more ambiguous. I'll just be there for you. Okay, what does that mean? Be there for me. What the
Just
fuck
keep
does that
saying.
mean? If I go to prison, are you going to come to every visit? Are you going to write me every day when I'm in prison? Oh, you never thought it that far through. But that's what support would mean to a guy that went to prison. So if I get hurt on the job, you're going to be at the hospital every day visiting me?
I mean,
Are you going to bring me lunch every day in the hospital because I don't want to eat the hospital food? I'm not saying you won't. I'm just saying that would actually be
So
support.
you're talking about when a guy falls or he's at his lowest, is to help him at that moment, not just be there to talk to him.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And the majority of the
But
women that are
isn't that what
saying
it
that,
means?
that's not what they mean.
Women don't mean that type of support.
They don't
just
actually mean
to look
that.
pretty and be there and
That's
talk to
that's
them.
what I'm saying.
I've never
They're-
met someone that means it like that. Like that's
They're
why
full of shit.
A lot of women are like that in Miami.
Okay.
So I was saying the definitions of what we're having a problem with, just like cheating. What's cheating? Because if a guy is with a girl, that means he's claiming this as his girlfriend. That's the girl that meets his family, that meets his co-workers, right? That's the woman that he's providing for. That's the woman that he's responsible for protecting. Okay, that's what he's giving her. So cheating would be him not doing that for her, but yet doing that for someone else. But if he's doing that for her, and he's also doing that for someone else, we're still not in the realm of cheating because she's getting what he's supposed to be offering her
What?
in that situation, right?
Reality.
Now, when a woman is over here flirting and fraternizing with some other dude on Instagram, that is cheating.
That is cheating. 'Cause
That
it's
is
different.
cheating. But in her mind, what she's doing is benevolent and it's innocent. But what he's doing is terrible and horrible. Really. Because what you're doing is fucking up the relationship. What he's doing is just inconsiderate of your feelings at best. That's all it could possibly be is you're jealous.
But you're giving no, because you guys just said women are attracted to attention. You're giving attention to another woman, which you might not be doing it as cheating.
Right, but is it affecting her attention is my point. She's still getting adequate attention.
Okay, so if I'm cooking for my man, I'm
Mhm.
doing all the women aspects at home, like I'm
Mhm.
making sure the kids are good or whatever.
Mhm.
And then I go cook for somebody else. I do like, is that
Mhm.
considered cheating if I'm doing
Of
all the
course.
Like a guy friend.
Of course.
Yeah, literally, that's what I mean, like a
Of
guy
course.
friend. So that's considered cheating. But if you are
No,
giving me
not,
attention,
hold on, not if it's a guy friend. What do you?
What?
Let's be clear. You're,
That's what I
You're
mean,
cooking
like-
for who?
Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna cook for a stranger on Instagram. Like, I mean, like a guy friend. Would you get
Would that be
bothered.
considered?
Yeah, would that
Because
be
at the
cheating?
end of
Like,
the
if I'm
day-
giving all the
If that was the
service, all
case,
attention that I'm
if
giving
that
to
was
you,
the
I'm giving it to
case,
someone
your
else
husband
as
would
well?
be eating dinner with that same guy friend. You'd be cooking for the both of them. You'd be cooking for the family. You'd
So
be
the
cooking
girl
for the group.
that you're providing me attention, but you're giving someone else the attention. That's not considered
Just
cheating.
sexual attention.
But are we then me and
What
the
I'm-
other female are friends?
What I'm saying is, what does it have to do with you, and what resources is it taking from you?
So what resources is it taking from you if I'm cooking for someone else? You still have a plate of food in front of you.
I didn't say I had a problem with that.
Okay, but what I'm saying
Right.
is that considered cheating? Because that's not considered cheating, but is this considered cheating?
Yeah,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's just a weird example. I'm not even sure how that's in the same realm of anything. Like this
I'm
guy,
saying that's-
this
that-
guy
that
has no
service is-
romantic interest in you. You have no romantic interest in this guy. This guy's your friend. Okay,
Okay, so it doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
no man should consider that as cheating. That's what I'm trying to
that's
get
like your guy going and changing some girl's tire, but that's a mutual friend. It's not.
Or
it's
maybe
not,
if,
it's not the same
if she were
thing.
to cook for her ex.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
That's
a
another story.
whole other
That's
story.
crazy. That's crazy.
That's ridiculously inappropriate. That falls into the realm of disrespect.
Yeah.
But anyhow, the point I'm making is that the modern woman, what she's doing, her entire lifestyle, is not girlfriend or wife material, from top to bottom. Like the going out and working, that's already a big like red flag. That's already an issue, because there's a difference between a woman working to help support the family and a woman working for her independence.
Okay.
It's two different incentives.
Yeah,
So-
what are you doing it for?
Right. Because here we keep on putting masculine women in the same box with independent women, or women that are working. I shouldn't even say independent, but women that are working. So somehow the two are supposed to be like synonymous, like they're connected automatically. No, they're not. Because
Right.
when you go to other countries, the women are extremely submissive, yet they work harder and more frequently than the women here.
Mhm.
So the working aspect is not it. We keep using that as an excuse here. That's the scapegoat here in the West. Is that, well, things are different because women have careers and women have their own jobs. So the fuck what? Do you have a passport? In these other countries, these women have been working since 14.
Mhm.
Much longer shifts than the women work here. They've been working. They're working to help their parents. They're when they get in a relationship with a man, they're still working. Once they're finished nursing their children, they're working.
A lot of the women that I've heard here too that are talking about these working, like their boss bays or they work whatever, they have regular jobs.
Yeah,
they work
regular
at
ass
like
jobs.
Staples or like it's not like they have a
OnlyFans.
career. A lot of women that are talking the shit don't have jobs that make over 30 or 40K a year.
It's
They're
nothing to
acting
do with
as
a man,
if
though.
no, I'm just saying though, they're acting as if like I work. It's like congratulations, you're an adult. Like
Yeah.
no one, it's not something that you should be using to say I don't need no man because I work.
That's what they taught them, is the point.
Right.
That's what they raised them up on in high school and
Right.
college, is that somehow you only need a man if you don't have a job. It's fucking retarded.
Right. All right, let's continue on.
But like that's not the only reason why I want to make my own money. It's just because I want to have something that's my own.
Right.
Because I don't want to just be a mom. Like I want to have my own and keep my own identity.
Yeah,
Well,
ridiculous
just
that
curious. So
sounds.
you want to have 3 kids. Would you want to hire send them to childcare, or would you take care of the kids?
I would take care of the kids. I don't want to send them to childcare. Maybe I'll have like a nanny. That'd be cool.
Okay.
But
All right.
if I work with the stuff that I do, it'd probably be from home. So
Okay.
or
Sure.
anywhere.
Okay.
That's the goal.
But so you marry a guy who makes $1 million, but he says, "Hey, don't worry about work. I got it. I got this. You don't have to work."
That's what
So-
I'm saying. That'd be nice, but like I'm still gonna work. Like thank you, I appreciate that, but like I'm still gonna have my own thing.
So what? I mean, But then if your husband says, well, I'd rather you focus on the kids. We don't care about
We
your Etsy
wouldn't-
shop.
That would be a conversation that we would have before we even like made the relationship.
Sure.
Like
And it's totally fine that you feel that way. Go ahead, Kazumi.
The initial question was,
What do you bring to the table?
what I bring to the table? I feel like first and foremost with all my relationships is I'm just a great friend. You know, I show up, I listen. You know, I provide. I just, I care about your happiness, and I make sure I communicate things. Obviously, I'm a hard person to date because I do, and I'm always going to be about ethical non-monogamy. But I feel like I'm exciting. I feel like I bring a lot of like fun to the table, and not only that, it's like I'm a reliable person, and I feel like I also have a lot of hobbies. Like I'm very talented. Like I can actually do like wifey shit, like cook and clean and do shit like that. I want a cooking show. I want 10K. Random, right? But that's irrelevant to the fact that what I bring to the table is that, like, if I want to be with you, I want to be with you, and I'm a big simp. Like I love romance. I love to do things for my partner. Like with my partner, I surprise him with roses. You know, I'll surprise him with a dinner. Like, if there's an anniversary, then he always knows when he opens a hotel room, there's rose petals everywhere. I make sure the guy feels validated and special, and I'm not shy to tell him like, I think you look so handsome. I think you look great, and I.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I
Everything
can't
she
go
says-
on.
She's lucky she's beautiful.
I
Like,
can't-
everything
yeah.
she's saying is so awesome for a simp. For a dude
Right.
that has no experience with women and he's
Sounds
lucky to
great.
get what he can get,
Yeah.
that just sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But it's all a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
Ethical non-monogamy. This is just as ridiculous as emotional intelligence. See, this is what happens, man. They've told these women that you can just make up words to not have to take accountability for something. Just make up a new word, and that's what it'll be. And you can make up words to demonize stuff like, oh, toxic masculinity. Really? Does that really make any fucking sense? Masculinity has no connotation. It's neither negative or positive.
Mhm.
It's not a negative or positive. The man is not like masculine or not masculine, making him toxic or not toxic. It's, is he a good man or a bad man? Period. They have weak ass good men. They have weak ass bad men, right? They have strong men who are bad, and they have strong men that are weak. It's that simple. But we brainwash an entire generation of people to believe that they're actually saying something when they say shit like toxic masculinity. And then when you ask them to explain it or define it, then they get confused and flustered. Just like we've taught these women to refer to babies as fetuses. So somehow when you're getting an abortion, you're not killing a baby. But the irony is that fetus just means baby in another language, you dumb cunt. But someone at a university told her that. So now she thinks she's brilliant when she says, can we please refer to them as fetuses? Because technically speaking, they're not babies yet. Really? The moment they're conceived, they're a fucking baby, dumbass.
All right, so let's start here because you didn't say anything on the last one. What do you think about what she said? I think she said she did POR.
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
she does adult films.
Content.
So what do you think about that? Like a female who, or just that
The last
clip?
one.
Yeah, the Asian
I
one.
think first, this woman cannot make a good relationship. Why? Because she care about herself much more. She care about her vision. She care about like what she like how she will look like for the man. That's it. Nothing else. I think she's not be ready to cooking every day, to cleaning every day, to working every day. Because as I told you, like for me, a relationship is need to be from two parts. It needs to be from man and from woman. Is not look like only woman can do like home things and men need to make money. It's not work like this. I think like woman need to cooking, woman need to working, woman need to do a lot of things, and men need to support her in same. Like when you cooking, you can get you can do this together. When you working, you can work it. Like woman need to work, men need to work. Everyone needs to bring money inside the house. Like if they have some kids, they need to care about them both. Not only woman, not only man, both, because they need to. They're to help. They're to help, and they need to be together to make their space like together.
Okay. No, I like that. That was good.
Sorry for my English.
No. She's
I
Russian.
tried.
That's the division of
I
labor.
try. I can explain this much better in my language, but in English, so it's so confusing.
No, I understood what you were saying.
I mean, I think these women think that marriage is a future thing. Marriage is not a future thing. Marriage is a past. It's a past and present thing. So they think like, I'll think about marriage or whatever that's going to be comes later. It's like, no, which is why he's having a very like vapid conversation with them, because first of all, he's just being facetious anyway when he's asking this question, because none of them are wife material to begin with. So I mean, yeah, he's doing it for sheer entertainment and just so that these women can embarrass themselves. But just the mere fact that he's constantly putting women on there that are either strippers or they do adult films.
Yeah.
Already 90% of the women that he brings on are not even compatible for marriage.
Right.
I'm not saying guys won't marry them. I'm saying they're not compatible for marriage.
Right.
It's just that there's guys dumb enough to marry them just because they're attractive women.
Right.
So if you've done adult films,
right,
who are you going to marry? Somebody that's a producer or
Someone that's in the
What do you
Exactly.
think about what she said?
The prettiest one there. I mean, I honestly think that she's self-centered and she's all about herself, and I don't think she could bring anything to the table.
Okay.
Especially the fact that she gets attention from multiple men, a plethora of men,
and has films out on the internet.
Yeah. And I believe that as a female, I think for men it's different. When you have a lot of sex with different men, you're never going to have a successful relationship or a marriage.
It's
Because you're always
tough.
comparing.
Yeah, it's tough. What about you?
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to do with sex only. I just think that in this generation, there's so many opportunities to just women to like show your everything and you get money.
Yeah.
And I think that we have allowed that. Whatever you have, it should just be for the man that you're gonna marry. It should not be flaunted everywhere, especially to get money thrown.
It's
Like,
crazy.
It's just an easy way out, I want to say.
Yeah.
Some people may say, no, I gotta put in work. Okay, well, you're putting in work what God gave you, which is what your man should be seeing, not every single
True.
man out there that wants to give you attention, and that's where attention comes. You just love the attention.
Right. So
You're using what God gave you. You
so-
didn't put in work. It's
so it's-
not God gave it
So
to
it's
you.
the same thing I said earlier. Sex is easy for women, and not even just having sex, but just sexual attention.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to see a guy. It's like, you know, unless you're a bodybuilder, maybe like him, or you got like a really nice body, or you're a really hot dude. No, you're not going to get nearly a fraction of the attention that a woman would get if she's showing her ass. All you got to do as a woman is you got a fat booty, or you got to make it look good.
That pretty.
Right. That's all you got to do is just make your ass look good and some cleavage, and you're going to get I've seen so many, and I'm just going to say it, so many low level women that don't have anything else going for them but their body that have 60,000 followers on Instagram. And I'm just looking at like, damn, like she doesn't even have like any kind of intellectual anything, and she's not even that cute. But if she posts, you know, her body, she'll get 1,000 likes or 10,000
Yeah, I
likes.
mean,
whatever it
look,
will
there's
be.
nothing wrong with that. It's just women need to stop thinking that they're allowed to make a lane change, and that's because of men. You know, the men nowadays are facilitating this. They're enabling it. They enable the delusion. So we've always had sex workers. We've always had professionals since the beginning of time. The difference is, up until recently, everybody understood once you choose that path, that's the path. That's it. There's no
going back.
There's no coming back into
Psychologically messes
right.
you
You
up.
can't come back to society and say that you want to be a wife. You worked in a brothel. From the first day that you work in a brothel, that's the last day that you can consider being a decent man's wife.
Unless the woman lies about it and the guy never finds
Oh,
out.
listen, back then they didn't even try to lie about it because they already understood. You know, in the past, people respected reality. You know, if it was hot outside, it was hot outside. It is what it is. Nowadays, you got the AC. So we've given people too many ways to alter reality that they start to think that every aspect of reality can be altered, and that's not necessarily the case, at least not yet. We'll see what happens in the future. In the past, you needed a wife to have children. Well, they're already working on the, what's it called? What was this thing called? It slips me right now, but they're already working on producing children without wombs, without women. Right? So what's going to happen when we no longer need women to make babies? Now, I think that's ridiculous. I think that's crazy. But the point is that I'm living in this time. 30 years from now, 40 years from now, the men that are my age in 40 years, they're not going to see a problem with it. It's going to be normal to them, just like this guy is sitting next to a sex doll. So he's already normalizing that. In the future, the guys that are desperate that can't get women, they're going to start just paying
Artificial intelligence.
Right, they're going to
Robot as a
pay right,
girlfriend.
exactly. They're going to pay thousands of dollars,
For a robot.
and they're going to have an AI robot that's going to say what they want her to say, so they don't have to rely on this bimbo to say what they want them to say. Because that's all that this Asian face chick is doing. All she's doing is saying what she knows clients want to hear because she spent more time in the sex industry being a content creator than she has in a relationship. So she knows more what a consumer wants from a female entertainer than she does what a man wants from a husband.
Right.
She hasn't seen that. So when you deal with strippers, you deal with chicks like that, the men that they understand very, very well are the type of guys that come to the club, the type of guys that are their clientele. That's who they understand. Women that are social media influencers, they have these huge TikToks and these huge Instagrams and Snapchats. Those are the guys they understand. They understand the fans. Right. They don't understand the quality men that they want to be in a relationship with. Right, because those dudes aren't going to be Snapchatting. Those dudes aren't going to be following your social medias. Like, that's pathetic. So a lot of women nowadays make the mistake of expecting attractive men to behave like unattractive men. They expect the men that they do want to behave like the men they don't want. Why don't you do this? And how come you don't do that? Listen, you're only accustomed to that shit because of all the guys that you reject do that. Right. That's why you're accustomed to it. That doesn't mean that's how a man's supposed to behave. So they're not making that connection. So they keep demanding that these men alter their behavior to match what they would prefer, not realizing that a dude that's a leader doesn't have to follow. You want a leader, but you expect him to follow. Do you see how that doesn't make sense? You want a provider, but you want to be independent. Wait, what? it doesn't work that way. Is what I'm saying.
I think they need to follow each other.
No, men don't need to follow women for anything.
I think.
No, they don't. And,
You know,
and again,
you know,
I'm talking
I
about
wanna say,
results.
in my language we have like man is he, woman
Is the neck.
they.
Yeah, I get
Exactly.
it. I get
but,
it.
But
Doesn't mean that works though.
they connecting. They cannot exist in separate. They cannot.
Not in that analogy.
That's why they need to follow each other.
But in real life, yeah.
Exactly. That's why they need to follow each other.
It needs that for that analogy to function, not for real life to function. First of all,
they need to have connection.
Women want men.
Like man wants to do something like he needs to speak with woman like. What do you think if I do this one? If I change my job, for example, what do you think about this? Just give me your opinion. So.
And he needs that.
Yes, he needs.
Because I know there's a language barrier between us, so I'm just being clear. You think the man needs that? If
he needs to change the work, for example, he needs to speak with her woman and ask her opinions on what she think about.
I want to be clear here. Needs.
Need.
Or you're just saying that would be nice.
Need.
You're saying he needs to, he wants to, he's being considerate, he's considering her, or he needs to consider her?
He needs to ask her about this.
Okay.
And take her opinion.
I don't know if this is an argument over semantics, or she really means need, but let's try this. We already know, generally speaking, women want guys that have status, right? It's pointless to argue otherwise. I don't want to hear about the random chick out there who likes a nobody. Majority of women, they prefer guys that have status, guys that have power, guys that have success, guys that have resources.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just say abundance. Now, these women aren't looking for dudes with ambition and potential. They're looking for dudes that have already crossed said finish line. They're looking for dudes that have already won. They've already proved that they're better and they're successful. That means that woman was not around when he was shooting in the gym. Do you understand that analogy, that expression? So when he was practicing, working, developing, she was nowhere to be found. So that's when he might have needed somebody. Mm-hmm. Now that he's already crossed the finish line, he doesn't need anyone, especially not a woman. So if he's taking her into consideration in his life choices, it's because he loves that woman. It's because he cares about that woman and he'd like her to be happy and comfortable. Because like I keep telling guys, happy women is what you want. You don't want miserable bitches. You don't want women with problems. You don't want women with drama. Oh my God, I don't know how to pay my car note next month. I don't know what it is. Oh, I did that. You don't want problematic women that keep screwing their lives up and they need you for something. Okay? So when you say need, it's who are you talking about? Because it doesn't match up with who women want. The guys that need are not the men that women want. That's just the way it is. If you need a car, women don't want you. If you need help, women don't want you. You see what I mean? So I don't know how you're using that. In relationships that are successful, the man is not the one needing shit. And there's no follow. And I'm talking about results here. This is not my opinion, because I know women like to say, well, maybe that's your opinion. No, maybe I've been studying the results for a really long time. And when men follow women, it's almost always catastrophic. Almost always. To the point where just him following her is resentable by her. Just the fact that she can say, go right, he goes right. She's like, she starts developing a type of resent. Even if what she's saying is the right way to go. Women don't want a guy that needs to be told what to do or needs to listen to them. They want a guy that can show them something, teach them something, help them, better them. So all I'm saying is I can't let you give that information out, because there's some young guys that are like, oh yeah, okay. Oh, okay, I'll listen to her. I'll ask her what job I should do. Yeah, I'll ask her. Yeah, you're right. I need her. Yeah, I can follow women too. Oh, so much easier. So much easier to just follow. Okay, since I can follow women, let me try that. That's not going to work.
I think they need to suggest to each other. They need. It's my opinion, you know.
I think what she's saying is just for feedback or advice. Like if he is about to leave the job and he wants to
exactly.
or he has a promotion, maybe get advice from her.
Exactly.
I agree with that to an extent. I'm not saying women aren't supposed to have a voice.
Together, so that's why they need to
like take into consideration
about advice. Like what do you think? What are you thinking about if I do like this? If I do like this, you know.
What do you want to eat?
Eat.
What do you want to eat?
I don't want.
Well, next time you eat, what you gonna eat?
Like breakfast.
What's the next thing you want to eat?
I want sushi.
You see what I'm saying? What are you gonna do next month?
I don't know.
Exactly. What's your plan for life?
I do not my plans.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because every time when I'm planning something, it's just broken.
Yeah. So you see why following women isn't really a good look, right? No, I'm being real. Because you'll ask a woman and she'll say one thing, and then when that time comes, she'll say something different. That's not necessarily something you want to follow. Something that's constantly changing. It's fluctuating.
Yeah, ladies, you change. Like it's no offense, but it's just like a lot of women. I mean, even with the podcast, we'll have girls come here. I just don't feel good today. I'm on my period. Y'all are very like the way I feel at this present moment. Fuck it, like I'm not doing it. I don't feel like going to work today. I've had girls come into my company that I work for, and I mean, all the girls that have worked for my company, I'm a DJ. I've had female DJs because I have no discrimination. I want female DJs. Every last one of them. I don't feel good. I can't make it tonight.
Yeah.
I'm like, but this is a gig. There's no music if you don't show up. They're listening to the sound of air. No, we can't do that. We can't snap to air. I need music. So just because you're on your period or whatever, you broke up with your boyfriend, that's not a reason to call out of a performance. There are people waiting for a DJ to show up. I just don't feel. I had one girl quit because somebody asked her to play a Pitbull song. She played it, and then they came up to her and was like, "Can you play Pitbull?" She's like, "I just played it," and she went crazy because they kept trolling her, and she didn't understand that after she would play a Pitbull song, they'd ask her to play a Pitbull song. She wrote me like a 8-paragraph email of why she's quitting because of that incident.
Oh no.
And it's and again, I don't like to throw women under the bus, but you ladies sometimes go with your feelings.
Dude, if you were a female,
do that.
If you were a female and you said that, well, you see what I'm saying? Because female employers say that all the time. There are women that are CEOs, and they literally have been on record saying that they do not hire females.
It's because it's proven. Like girls think with emotion, guys think more like,
logical.
Yeah.
Right, but we also
that's not thinking.
No,
that's
but
feeling.
not only that though, we have a sense of duty.
Yes.
We understand. Like
it's not about
doesn't matter
how you feel.
tired you
right,
feel.
it's like
Gotta
you
get
know,
it done.
we got to get this done. It has to happen. Like it is what it is.
But you need that in a wife, and that's why these
What
women
do
are
we need
wife
in a wife?
material.
A sense
Yeah,
of
but
duty.
A sense of duty.
To not
Because
think
what
about
happens is the woman says, "You know what? I'm not happy, so I'm getting a divorce." Wait, what? This is not what I thought it was going to be, so I'm getting a divorce. There's women that literally don't want to have kids because they don't want to lose their body. They want to ruin their body. This chick is over here talking about she wants to work because it's her identity. Do you know how masculine that was to say? Men, their work is their identity. Women, it is not their fucking identity. Women, their friends, the color of their hair. You see what I'm saying? That's their identity. Okay? Not what they do. So her saying that these women have so many contradictions. It's unbelievable that they don't even hear themselves talk. 1 minute you're saying that you refuse not to work because it's your identity and you wouldn't be comfortable not working. And then on the other hand, not only do you want to be a mother, but you want to have 3 children?
Mm-hmm.
What?
That's your
Having 1 child and going to work is already a huge setback and disadvantage from being a good mom. It's doable, but it's already very difficult. Even when you do have a husband, now you're talking about having 3 children. That's a full-time job within itself.
Right.
So how could you possibly? So this is the thing. Either you're going to be a shitty employee and a great mom, a shitty employee and a shitty mom, or you're going to be a great mom. Or you're going to be a great career woman and you're going to be a shitty mom. But you can't do both. But we have allowed women to butcher the language. I'm a mom first. Really? But you're still out here thotting. You're still on Tinder. You're still trying to go on dates. You're still clubbing. Huh? Mom first, you say. Mm-hmm. It's canceling out.
Right.
I want to come and be a stepdad. Can this dude discipline your children? Absolutely not. Wait a minute. Time out. That's part of what fathers do. So what part of it did you want him to do? Oh, I get it. You want him to be responsible. You want him to pay for shit. Yeah. Got it. But he can't have any authority though, right? Mm-hmm. So what I tell guys is stop when you're dealing with single mothers. Your question shouldn't be, can I discipline the children? Your question be, can I discipline her? That's where you start. That's where you start. So if you don't have authority over her, you're already having the wrong conversation. The kids aren't even in the equation yet. Is she going to get on your program and follow your lead? First and foremost. If the answer to that is yes, the children follow suit. Duh. But if you thought you were going to come in and maybe be able to discipline her children, that means she's going to let you discipline her children to the extent that she agrees. And that's the problem with the modern woman. Everything is, if I agree. Will you submit? When I agree with him. So sometimes you're gonna challenge him, and then sometimes you'll go with it if you agree. That's not what the fuck submission is. I can't pick and choose when I agree with my manager. If he has a higher authority level than me, he's my superior, then everything he says I have to go with it and cooperate, not the things that I agree with. So that's the problem with the modern women, is they want two conflicting things at the same time in every fucking scenario. They want a guy that's successful and rich, but also has time for them. Wait, what? They want a guy that has multiple options and more beautiful women than them, but somehow only chooses her. Wait, what? They want him to have responsibility, but not have authority. Wait, what? They want to have equal authority as to him, but not have to contribute as much to the relationship. What? They want to go out here and enjoy themselves and do whatever they want and live their best life, hot girl summer, and then somehow be some guy's wife afterwards. Again, what? None of these things can coexist is what I'm trying to say. All these things are a trade-off. It's one or the other. So I'm not saying don't do OnlyFans. I'm saying once you do OnlyFans, understand you're not going to be a wife to anybody that takes marriage seriously.
Right.
It can't happen because who can respect this man? You can't marry a respectable man after doing adult content because it cancels itself out, because if your wife used to do adult content, we can't respect you.
Right. All right, let's go back to the clip. We got a little bit more, and then we'll, I think we got 2 more clips. I'm going to skim through it a little bit. These are a little longer. Let me see where we're at here. Whoops, I just clicked the wrong thing. Once again, guys, if you're in the chat, we do have the StreamYard link at the top. If you guys want to join and talk to us here live, scroll to the top, StreamYard link's in. Our Cash App's there. Let us know if you shoot us a Cash App. And make sure you send in some Super Chats if you have any questions. I see all those people in the chat. What's up? What's up, chat? I see y'all there, man. We're looking at you. We see you. All right, let's get back to the video, guys. I'm gonna skim through the video a little bit, just so we can kind of, because
you can read the comments. These are not about like her biology. It's the comments are. Is your purpose when I am in a relationship?
All right, I think that was the first clip.
Those are things that would be cool if they happened, but if they didn't, I think like there's this assumption that just because someone is older, there's this ticking time clock of either is your purpose going to be fulfilled because you have a family or is it not? And it's like, as you grow older, you just realize it's not that big of a deal to hit these milestones that the world puts on you. It's like if she has these 3 kids and this $1 million husband, then it's fine. But if not, it's okay, and life moves on.
Well, I mean, it's not a societal pressure necessarily. There's a biological pressure too.
It is also a societal pressure.
Yes,
you
but
can
it's not
read the
just
comments. These are not about like her biology. It's the comments are about societally. She's 30.
Well, the
and
comments
this and
are
that.
not really part of.
But
the
those are
conversation
part
we're
of
having.
society because we're performing
Yes,
on a stage right now.
Yes, there is a societal, I suppose, some degree of societal expectation, but there's a biological reality that you have a limit in terms of when you can get pregnant and bring that child to term. Hold on, why don't we do this TTS while we're?
I personally am looking to freeze my eggs and then have surrogates and then start a family when I'm like 40.
Okay, but you have the money to do that. And it's not a guarantee that even works. See, that's a surrogate's very expensive. Like, so most women cannot afford to do that.
But yeah, so that's why I'm saying I am.
Okay. But
I'm not speaking for all women.
That's fine, but you're certainly an outlier. You make $3 million a year.
That's why I'm not speaking for all women. I'm speaking for me.
But so the biological reality holds for most women that if they want to have kids, they need to do it by a certain age.
I think the biological reality is if it doesn't work out with a person, then I'm just not going to have kids with them. Even if it's too late for me, and I can't afford a surrogate, then I'm just not going to have kids with them.
Well, that certainly would be the biological reality.
She's doing a great job of ruining her life as a millionaire, man.
Whew, man. All right, let's start here. We'll go around. Let's get the ladies talking. What did you think about what she just said? Freezing her eggs.
Like
there's
she
so
just
much
said
to
a lot
unpack.
of stuff in there. I mean, I don't agree with. I don't know how to explain it.
Do you agree with women freezing their eggs?
No.
Let's start there.
No, I think that there is a certain window that women should be having kids. I think there's a certain point that you get to. It's like, 1, the risks are super high. 2, what can you do for the kid? Like,
I was just about to say that.
What can
Who
you
wants a
offer?
40-year-old mom?
Exactly. It's different for a guy. A guy doesn't have to provide so much like for the child's care. And that's where you say that they need to both come in. At the end of the day, no. A woman is more nurturing. Like, she has to be there for the kid and do a lot of things for the girl. For the child.
For example, if they start to cooking, for example, my opinion, because I try like both times. Like for example, when I cooking, my ex-boyfriend, for example, he was at work or something like this. It's not work like this. I prefer he back from work, I'm back from work. We start to cooking together. He starts to making potatoes, for example. I start to putting like meat or something like
I
this.
just don't
like,
think that's
together.
mandatory though.
It's work.
Like it's
Or
if the guy wants
if-
to help, sure, it's cool. But I think that it's just to use the word biologically, a woman is meant to be a mom. Like you have those characteristics there. Like it's shown. Like a woman's more nurturing than a guy. That's why a guy usually is the one providing and the mom
And
is
the
the one
protector.
taking care.
Yes, but when only mom care about the kids, like it's gonna be.
You're saying a
different.
single mom?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Well, of
absolutely-
course, that's where you can be
For
100%
example,
the best mom ever.
I know one woman. She have a boy, and I saw this boy have long hair, and sometimes they're putting like this. I don't know
Clips?
how clips.
Yeah.
She put it like clips. This boy, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
but that's
boy.
common now.
That's
Why
why.
these dudes are so weak.
That's why that's why I think like man need to help for this situation. Is don't need to happen.
That's not what you're describing, though. You're describing two different genders sharing roles, which doesn't make any sense.
No, that's what I mean. Just,
If I have a staff, I don't need to put two different people on the same job. That defeats the purpose of me having two different people that can do two different positions. So you're saying like, oh yeah, he's gonna help me cook, and you prefer that? That's a waste of time. He could have been doing something else constructive. Now, with that being said, there's another version of that. There's an opposite version of that. So okay, if he's gonna be helping you with the cooking, which is asinine, are you gonna help him change flat tires? Are you gonna help him build cabinets? Are you gonna go to work with him and do whatever it is he does at work? If he's a construction worker, are you gonna go and put the hard hat on too? Like I got you, babe. Come on, let's do it. Let's drill these
No, for
holes. Let's
example,
dig these ditches.
When he go to work, for example, I can clean at home or something, do something else.
Yeah, but you're
I cannot be lazy all day.
You're
and do
yes, but
nothing.
you're describing womenly things. See what he's saying
Or
is
I can go to work too. Like I don't want to be lazy all the time. I'm working. He working. That's it.
no. What I'm saying is there's certain things that he has to do that he just does because he's the guy that most women won't ever want to do. Like maybe something's really heavy, he has to lift it. Are you gonna go and lift it?
Or work in the
You won't
backyard.
even physically be able to. Or you get what I'm saying? There's certain static things that guys just do and have to do that women don't want to do or just can't do.
Who's the leader?
You know what I mean?
Who's the leader in the relationship?
You can't equal.
Both.
Everything can't be equal.
You do realize that doesn't make sense, right?
Both. Sometimes.
Who's the pilot?
Sometimes men.
Who's the pilot?
Who flies the plane?
You know why? For example, I have repairing at home. It's one like with my ex-boyfriend. We was together like 5 years, and he did like job like need more powerful, some stronger things.
Right.
And I was painting the walls, for example, or something like this. Like he did something, I do something. Both.
That has nothing to do with who the leader is.
Yeah. Who was the leader in your relationship, or who's the leader?
That's what I
normally?
told you
Guys or-
first. Like we both.
Yeah,
or
that,
sometimes
What do you
that
mean
doesn't
as
mean you
leader?
do realize
I
that
think she
both
needs
things
to
doesn't make
understand
sense, right? It
What do
doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean as the leader? Like, what is the man? Is what maybe she'll understand.
we just helping each other usually.
Who makes the final decision?
Very
If there's a
very-
decision that needs to be made, you both can't make the final decision. So who makes the final decision on something?
Depends on
See,
something.
yeah.
For example, when we broke up with him last time, I was taking this decision.
Is it,
Okay.
what's funny?
Well,
The problem with women is the definition, like I was saying before. The problem is defining these words, because women aren't operating off of understanding. They're operating off of perception, how they perceive these things to be. So when you're talking about who's the leader, the only thing that they can see in their mind is power, and I don't want to be powerless, and the man doesn't have all the power, so both, and stupid ass comments like that. Yeah, don't take offense, but it's really stupid. See, this is what the women are missing. When you say like authority, they think control. No, they're controlling me and telling me what to do. When men hear authority, you know what we hear? Responsibility. That's what we hear. Like, oh fuck, that means I gotta be responsible for this shit. That means if anything goes wrong, it's on me, because I was the one that had the authority. That's what we hear. So when we're dealing with weapons, we have to go learn how to use that weapon. We have to learn to be responsible with that weapon first before we're allowed to have that kind of power. But women, they just, yeah, there's this guy here and he's bothering me. I told you I was going to lie on you. Yeah, you didn't do what I told you to do, so I'm going to get you in trouble. Yeah, he's over here at 1400 Northwest 18th Street. She's abusing that power. You know why she's abusing that power? Because she never had to earn that power. So she just looks at it as power, and if someone allows her to wield it, she's going to pick up that sword and swing it around and cut somebody's eye out. This is what women do. So this is why you have to be so careful, because they don't understand how you get to these terms. Women don't understand how you get to be in that position. They just see it as men in that position, unfair, which is why they only notice the men that are in power. They don't notice all the other men that are at the bottom of the pyramid. They only see the few men at the top, and they call it misogyny, sexism. How come men are in control? How come all the men have power? Really? What about all the men under them who don't have power? Those men at the top with the power, they're exploiting more men than they are women, because you women are supposed to be home. You're supposed to be comfortable at home, which means all the men that they're telling what to do and controlling would be your husbands and boyfriends. They would be the one going out every day and being subjected to that power and that control, while you get to sit at home cushy, and the only person you have to answer to is your man.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I don't think women are capable, in general, not all women, but most women are not capable of having two people, more than one guy, telling them what to do at one time. And just, it goes off of what he says. And what I mean by that, ladies, don't get offensive, but what I'm saying is, it's like, a lot of women are very like, my job, like that's more important than my man. Like they can't have 3 or 4 things. They can't, like, I listen to him on this day, I listen to him. That's why when women cheat, it's like, well, which guy do you listen to? Like, you're my wife, apparently, I guess. But then this other dude gets to have you for nothing. He's shoving his penis in your mouth. But which guy do you believe?
And you're lying to your husband for that guy.
But my question, ladies, is which one is us rules? Rule, don't listen to the word I'm saying, right? Don't get mad that I said rule, but he just told you to open your mouth and do this and turn around and you're telling him this pussy's his, and but I'm your husband. So which of us, if you're banging 3 guys, I want to know which one of us is the leader. And if you don't think anyone's leader, then you're already we go back to what we're saying. Women don't want to be led. So can any lady on the panel answer that to me? If you're cheating, or you know a girl that's cheating, which guy? Because that guy that's banging you could be like, yo, Allende's, banging my girl, right? And yo, tell King, man, just tell him like you got to do your girlfriend's hair, you know what I mean? And then just come over and we'll just, right? It's like he rules, he's the winner. I have no clue what's going on. So women are incapable of following more than one man. It's difficult for you guys to do it. You're more than one master. Which one I want? Yeah, and they hate when we say it like that, but it's the truth. Listen, and I want the women. I want you guys to explain it to me, though. I want a woman to explain to me, if you're banging 3 dudes, which one tells you what to do? And the answer is the one you like most.
Yeah, but they're gonna say none.
Because you can't have or none. But yeah, they're gonna say none. But what I'm saying is, women cap, man. They lie. You can't. There's one guy out of those 3 guys that you like the most, and you will go with him and marry him. Those other dudes, you don't respect.
The thing is, they're not doing a good job of making their own decisions. So that's the thing. Like, all these discussions, majority of people categorize it as like opinions and people giving their views and all this shit. I don't give a shit about opinions. I focus on results. So saying that women are independent now and women make their own decisions and blah, blah, blah. Okay. I just sit back and look at the results of that. How has that been playing out? Well, women are the least happy that they've ever been. That's self-reported. That's them saying they're the least happy. So I guess that has been working out for them. Then what else? Women are waiting longer than ever to have children and then regretting not having children. Guess they didn't know what they wanted. But they said they did when they were 20 something. Then women are getting these degrees and then they're not even getting into that career. So they thought they wanted to go to school for that. They took out student loans for that. But yet here you are not doing that job. So I guess you weren't too sure about that decision either. Then women are complaining about relationships more than ever. That's interesting, because now you guys can throw your pussy wherever you want, and that's not working out for you. You see what I mean? They're constantly complaining about their baby daddies, complaining about all the fuckboys that they date. Well, hold on. There's no more arranged marriages. There's no more fathers having to approve boyfriends. So you're choosing who you sleep with and who you date, and that's not working out for you. Then you look at Doctors, female doctors choose to work less hours than male doctors. What happened? Don't you want to be a doctor? Same thing with dentists. Same things with lawyers. They make partner at the firm. That's every male lawyer's dream and goal, is to make it as partner. When the females make it as partner, they're likely to retire shortly thereafter.
They don't work as much as men.
Gee, Wally, I thought that's what you wanted.
Then you
Gee
wonder
Whittakers.
why men make more money than women.
You see what I mean? I thought that's what you wanted. Then whenever career women marry a guy that makes substantially more money than them, all of a sudden they quit their job. Wait a minute. I thought this was about your identity and you being independent. What happened? So the point I'm making is that I look at results. Right? And the results are that women having all these new options is not working for them. It's working worse than when they had less options. Women being able to vote, well, look where that's getting us. Look who's been in office the last 15 years. Yeah, it's been getting more and more fucked up. Do you see where our national debt's going? That's women voting in these liberal ass dudes that just tell them what they want to hear. Then when you ask women about these policies, you hear crickets. So they're voting for people that they don't even have a familiarity with their principles or their politics or their policies. So why are these women voting these guys in? Because they said a couple of key phrases, a couple of key words. They said a woman's body, a woman's choice.
Right.
They were handsome like Barack Obama. Like what are you voting on these people based on? So the point I'm making is that when we sit back and we look at the results of women making all their own decisions, they're getting worse outcomes than they've ever gotten in history. But when their families and their husbands were making majority of their decisions, they got much better results. And keep in mind, these are the same women that have to ask their friends advice for every little thing. What dress should I get? Should I do this? Should I take this job opportunity? Should I move to this city? Should I date this guy? Should I suck his dick? They need someone else to chime in on every decision. Hey, I gotta go fix my lip gloss. Come with me to the bathroom. God forbid I gotta go by myself.
What do y'all do in that damn bathroom? Damn it!
Oh,
Still trying to figure out what happens in the bathroom. We're gonna do
No one uses the bathroom.
Man, we need that AI for these super chats, man.
We got a super chat? Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Lightweight with the $5 super chat. Are women being more masculine or aggressive in the 21st century? I don't think it's real masculinity. I think it's just a pseudo compensation.
What do you mean?
And I don't really think they're aggressive. I think they're aggressive with men because they've been taught that men are weak and men will tolerate that type of aggression.
And they enjoy, I think, Lightweight, that they enjoy seeing a man cower. There are women out there that love the fact that they can kind of, bark at a guy and he kind of backs down. I am a firm believer that women know that they can get away with a lot more, just like you said with the calling the cops thing. They just know. It's like the little kid. Picture your little brother or sister in the back seat, hitting you in the back of the head, and your mom and dad going, you can't hit him back. So women kind of know, like, I can do this, and nothing's gonna happen.
That's the guy we don't follow. We follow guys that are.
And I tell you guys, don't deal with women like that. If they're using that against you, we're in a situation, guys. Women can get away with lying on you, whatever it is. If she does that to you, in the relationship, because she will do it to you at the worst.
Well, if she was happy, she wouldn't do that.
Right.
If you're 40 or 45, then it is the reality. You're not going to be able to have kids. Most
I'm not
likely.
really sure with what you're trying to say. I'm just trying to say that for a lot of women, it's not necessarily like a mandatory part of their lives to start a family.
No, of course not. It's not mandatory.
It's cool if we do, but it's not really a goal I aim for to become a milestone in my life.
Would you agree though that generally speaking, most women want to have a family, want to have kids? Not all, but most women.
I don't know if most women right now want to have a family.
Okay, most.
I think you want me to say that, but I don't think a lot of women,
50%.
especially now that they have their own jobs and are able to do more things with their lives and also have kids at a later age, a lot of women don't really want kids right now. I don't think. Are you sure you want kids right now?
Well, we're not talking about.
I'm asking you.
Do I want kids? Well,
not only that, but it's not a woman.
perhaps in the future, but
but it's not like you're like gung ho about like the next one I meet must carry my child. It's like
that's not what we're talking about, though.
What are we talking about?
We're not talking about the gung ho-ness with which you're trying to find someone to have kids with. Although perhaps.
Hold on, real quick. Pause. Hold on, real quick, and we'll go back to it real quick. Hold on. I just want to say something. Ladies, and this is just the 3 ladies that are in the damn chat right now. If you focus more on, see how witty she is, you see how quick she snaps back. Why don't you use that into being a better girl, wife, right? Like women are so like witty nowadays. Like you say, you right, you say something and they're so quick with this funny. She's more interested in like trying to like be funny and be right and like be clever, when she's not clever. You know what I'm saying? Like you take that energy and bottle up and use it to find a damn man. She's beautiful. There's no reason why she doesn't. So it's just interesting how how disagreeable
Yeah,
she's
but
being and
she's-
how she's
she's
focusing
gone
all the
now.
attention.
She's gone in what
she's
sense?
far gone. She's
That's
already
that's
a P star.
See, this
so.
is the thing. This is what happens.
It's interesting.
Especially when the women are beautiful. Women are always looking far above their station. They're already looking far above their station. So what is a guy that's better than you, smarter than you, stronger than you, more experienced than you, more traveled than you, more connected than you? What the fuck is he gonna see in you to keep you around? And the answer to that really hasn't changed up until recently. And the answer to that has just simply been the purity. That's it, the purity of it. It's mine, it's not anybody else's. These women have already given that up. So because they've given that up, they know deep down inside they have nothing to offer the men at the level that they're attracted. So what it is they're trying to hide this insecurity with being vulnerable, this insecurity with needing. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they connect. They connect those things with desperation. So when you just listen to these women talk, if you're clever enough, you can see the brainwashing. He said that, wouldn't you say that most women want to get married and have a family? Her comeback was, what, are you pressed to get a family? Are you just gonna like wife up the next woman that you meet? Hold on. Whoa. You're confusing desire with desperation. Those are two different words. They might both start with D, but they're two completely different things.
She's also answering a question with a question, which
Right.
is already disingenuous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you might desire, you know what I'm saying, a wife and children. That doesn't mean that you're gonna be desperately like, oh, you, please marry me, please have my children. Oh, what am I gonna do without it? That's what she associates it with. Everything that she just said confirms that, because earlier, what was she saying? Well, just because society puts this pressure on you to get married, I don't think that it's that way. I mean, if you get the husband and the 3 kids and he makes $1 million, that's okay. But if you don't, that's okay too. No, bitch, that's a cope. That's a cope. What you're saying is, I'm not going to admit to wanting these things because I don't even believe that I'm good enough to get these things. So since I don't want to admit that failure, and I don't want to accept that disappointment and that rejection, I'm going to act as if I don't really want it anyway. That's what the kid that nobody wanted to play with used to do. The kid that nobody wants to play with, I didn't want to play with you guys anyway. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Just nobody fucking picked you.
You lying
Right.
son of a...
So the problem is that the modern woman associates everything feminine with weak. That's what we've convinced young girls of today. That being a female is somehow bad. It's weak. You see what I'm trying to say? So everything is, oh, I could be as strong as a man. I could be as smart as a man. It's like, why are you competing with men though? That's apples and oranges. Why don't you just be a fucking orange? You see what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't need any man. What's so wrong with needing a man though?
Right.
Because women, you saw how hard it was for that chick I was interviewing on South Beach to admit that women need protection from men.
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to do mental gymnastics to deny that. The only reason why you're safe now is because men have made this society safe. If you go somewhere that doesn't have a safe society, you're fucked.
Ladies, if chaos all reigned hell tomorrow, a lot of these masculine women would be in there cooking, sucking some D. It would all change. If people were dying outside, if we walked outside and it was like people were shooting, women would go right back to.
You would find the strongest man.
I'll do whatever.
And you would share him. And you would share him.
Yeah.
The strongest dudes, all the dudes that are ex-military, that just collect guns and ammunition,
lucky
and they got a bunch of other boys that went to the military, those dudes would hold down all the females.
And be banging them all.
All the women would be over their house.
Yeah.
Serving them cookies and milk while they play Call of Duty.
That's the truth.
No, guarantee. So all the nonsense that women say now is simply because now we've made it so comfortable that they can say these things.
But hold on, here's the kicker. Your husband, who's the one that you're, that you say you love or whatever, you're like, this wimp. I'm gonna go over with the guy that got all the ammunition, right? You're gonna be out. You're gonna.
He can't protect me.
A woman's thing is, I need to survive. Right, I am gone. I'm out of here. Seriously, ladies, you don't. Women can't see it, but that's what.
So that's why we say who leads. If you say that you both lead, then whose fault is it when the shit doesn't work?
Oof, excuse me.
Okay, if you're saying that the man doesn't lead,
Yes.
then when it doesn't go well,
Yes.
whose fault is it?
Oh, I told you.
Well, no. If you make a decision and the man doesn't, and it doesn't work out, it's your fault, right?
No, we can take another decision, like third decision.
Well, no, there's no third decision after you failed. If you and I said
Maybe
we're gonna go to
sometimes-
we're gonna go to Russia and we're gonna
Then-
make $1 million, and we go to Russia and we make $2, but that was your idea, and I followed you to Russia,
Sometimes
then you failed because it was your idea.
I just want to say, like, sometimes we can take first time my decision, second time his decision, and again mine and his.
Okay,
his.
well that's.
Sometimes.
But what
it's
if
not.
that one
she's-
decision destroyed everything?
What if I
Depends
follow
on
you and our
situation.
life completely just it
And-
goes to shit?
I told you, like, my decision was to break up with this guy. This was my decision.
Well, that was a good idea.
We have some like problem that we cannot
Well,
find
okay,
solution for
but
this.
you-
That's
but
why
you chose that guy initially, though. You chose him.
I chose him.
Uh-huh.
He chose me. We chose it.
No,
like,
no. He didn't choose you. You chose him.
Yes, but
The women
after-
choose,
That's true.
right?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, women have to operate within the realm of being women. Guys have to operate within the realm of being guys. Because the moment that guys don't do what men are expected to do, there's a
Yes.
distinct problem, and nobody shames women in pointing out that problem.
Right.
So if a guy can't earn and he can't provide, nobody's going to sit there and give you a hard time for saying, I can't be with this guy because he can't provide.
Okay.
But if a guy says, listen, this woman, she's not cooperative, I can't be with her. Now all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of name calling. Oh, well, you want a woman you can control. You want a robot. Oh, shame, shame, shame. It's like, no, he knows what he wants. He knows what he'd be comfortable with. So when I was buying a car, I remember I was buying a brand new car, and I was like trying to be somewhat, realistic with it. And the chick that was selling me a car said, Allende, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's better you be patient and we get exactly what it is that you want. She said, because as time goes on, you're not going to feel comfortable paying for something that you don't absolutely want. Right? But the point she's making is if I got to pay that car note every month on time, and I got to pay the car note on time, I got to pay the car insurance on time, I got to make sure I get the oil changed, I got to do all this shit, it better be the fucking car that I actually want. Because it's a brand new car, it's a lot of responsibility. So what she's saying is no one settles for a brand new car. Think about that for a minute. You settle for a used car. You don't settle for a brand new car. So if you're going to sign your name on all those dotted lines for a brand new car, it better be the car you want. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You're better off getting the absolute car you want used than getting a brand new car that isn't the exact car you want. Well, that's the same thing with marriage. If you're going to sign your name on all those dotted lines and be married, then it needs to be the woman with the characteristics. Because women keep on dwelling on this individual shit. That's fairy tale nonsense. It's not so much about the individual. It's about the characteristics. Okay? Women keep on thinking, well, if he loves me, if he really wants me, then he'll put up with all this bullshit. It's like you do realize you're eliminating yourself from like the vast majority of men and the men that women would actually want. You're putting yourself in a position where the only guy that is going to do what you're describing is a guy that doesn't have any better options. Women don't want dudes that don't have other options. You get it? Women don't want shit that other people don't want. They don't want shoes and handbags that other people don't want. They don't want cars that other people don't want. They don't want condos. There's nothing a woman wants that nobody else wants. It's actually the opposite. They want what everybody wants. They want what every other woman wants. So why would you put yourself in a position where you're making yourself unattractive to anybody but the worst pick? This is what these attitudes do. The attitude that chick that does adult content does, the only guys that will take her are desperate guys. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So that's what I mean by it's the characteristics. A guy will prefer a woman that's like super cooperative, super malleable, super reasonable, passive, submissive. He'll take that over a chick that's drop dead gorgeous, but wants to argue over every little thing to every large thing. Mm-hmm. Every little thing has to be an argument. Where we're going to eat, where we're going to move, where we're going to live, what's the kids going to wear. What it gets exhausting.
Right.
But he's still expected to work, though. He's still expected to work hard to provide for that woman that won't shut the fuck up. You see what I'm trying to say? He'd rather the humble, appreciative woman that's maybe a 6.5 than the argumentative chick that's a 9.5.
Right. Ladies, what we're going to need you ladies to do, we're going to go through one more clip, this one and then one more, and then we're going to close out. We're going to need you ladies to think of one question that you've always wanted to ask a man, and we'll answer for you truthfully.
You still didn't figure that out yet?
No.
And maybe we'll throw a couple questions in between. Guys, in the chat, we still got some time left. Send in your super chats for the ladies. Join up on the StreamYard if you guys want to talk to the ladies live. Come on in. The link is at the very top. Send us the super chats if you have any questions, as well as our Cash App is at the top as well. All right, we're gonna go.
As you start, well, I think honestly you should actually start quite young, trying to find a long-term partner.
Why?
But why?
Yeah, why?
Well, I'm not.
What if I don't want to?
Well, you're free to do whatever you want. But me personally, I'm not really.
How old are you?
33, but I'm not in favor of hookup culture.
Then you wouldn't.
I don't think hookup culture is
Can
good
I
for
ask the last time
society.
you hooked up with somebody?
Bro,
Not me roasting.
yo,
Not me roasting. I
Sydney,
just
you fucking like derailed the conversation.
Sorry,
Just like
actually,
random.
the conversation has been derailed so far. And wanting to talk about something for so
Here,
long.
we do need to do the TTS though. So by the way, Dank Naked, thank you, man. The TTS is broken. I apologize, but we'll do a spoken TTS. Go ahead, Kazumi.
I must just rip the band-aid off. Also, Dank Naked, I speed read this. Doesn't go outside. I could tell.
Yes, the
But do
girls
you
read
really
them.
think a man that has enough money to support a family with 3 kids would be looking for a 30-year-old or someone that is younger and more fertile? It's very unlikely. I beg you to leave Reddit, bro. Dude, I also think it's really obvious he is not a guy coming into a single mom with 3 kids. I think we're talking about her starting a family, which is also a normal age. Anyways,
And also,
touch some
she's
grass.
kind of hot. She would be a hot
Dude,
mom
she's
of 3.
absolutely
Yeah,
hot.
they
It's
go
not even a
100%
kind of.
salty.
Like,
No, like she's like super sexy. Where did the kind of come from?
I would like round it, you know?
If I
Try to
was
like.
kind of hot, I would put myself in the in GTA.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I mean, I love this guy's
I
show.
want them to
The
take care
only
of
thing that
themselves.
gets
So like
played
Okay,
out
in
is-
fitness
I can't
and
say it's
Okay.
played out 'cause it's
ambitious, like has
obviously
something that they're
fully
working towards, or is
machined,
already like
but all the girls he has on
mastered
are
their-
like the same.
Okay, how much should they
MO.
make per year?
They do sex.
I haven't
work.
even. I mean, I haven't even thought about that, to be completely honest.
All of them do.
Um,
Well, let me.
No.
So
Well,
do you
the
want?
majority,
enough-
like the vast majority, though.
I don't know what she did.
So it's just funny because they'll try to get at Pearl for supposedly targeting the black community when that's honestly not true with the guests, and I know that from the inside. So all you do is talk about caping. I'm not caping. I'm doing what I always do, sticking to the facts, and I have that inside information. Pearl at no point in time ever mentioned race when booking the guest. Never, ever, ever, not even once did she ever mention race.
Yeah.
So what's happening is that she's a white chick. So when you ask black women to come on, they're like, yeah, I'll do it. But if it's a black platform, black women don't want to come on. Yeah, exactly. See, it's funny how people have all these assumptions when they don't have that inside view, but they think they can guess what's going on there. No, you're wrong. As someone that books guests to go on podcasts, I know these phenomenons to be true. When you're a black channel asking black women to come on, you're going to get turned down more times than not. But when it's a white platform, black chicks jump up on there quick. Not only that, but when it's a white platform, they don't ask that redundant question. How much does it pay?
Right. Right.
But when you're a black platform, that's the first thing black women ask is how much do you pay? So anyhow, the point I'm trying to make is that he's got the opposite thing going on. I have hardly ever seen any women of color on his show.
Right.
But we're covering the same type of delusion and the same type of dysfunction. So that's not a racial thing to begin with. But people are making that argument out of nothing.
All right, ladies, did you have any comments on that last slide, last video that we did? Anybody?
No.
No?
I can't stand.
All right, guys, again, send in your super chats. We got some more time here. We're gonna go
Somebody
to the
wants
last
to do,
clip.
somebody wants to do all kinds of things to Mitch. Why don't you super chat those things?
Wait, to who?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, super chat it, bro.
To Mitch. I don't know who that.
The girl in the pink. You're gonna have to super
Oh,
chat those
her?
things. Super chat those things you want to do.
Uh,
To Dora. That's Dora the Explorer.
Dora.
Like, it's like the
Explorer.
khaki shorts and the pink shirt. I just thought.
I would like round it,
If
you know?
someone
Try
called
to
me
like.
kind of hot, I would put myself in the in GTAs.
All right, this is the last one here.
I
are your
want them to
standards?
take care of themselves. So like
Okay, fit.
in fitness and
Okay.
ambitious, like has something that they're working towards, or has already like mastered their.
Okay, how much should they make per year?
I haven't even thought about that, to be completely honest.
Okay. Well, let me. So do you want
Enough to
here?
take care of
Let me go
themselves?
through this. So
I want 3 kids, so I guess that.
okay, so you want 3 kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the ideal age of a guy you'd be looking to marry? How old are you? You're 30.
I'm
so
30,
give us a range.
Um,
You want to get married, correct?
I do want to get married.
Okay,
Yes.
ideal age of a guy you'd like to marry.
I guess my age and
Okay, so
up
30
to like
34.
I think we have to cut off like probably 37.
Okay, 37.
It's like that's a little old.
Okay, so you're 30 and you want to have kids. By when would you like to be married and have kids by?
In a perfect world, I want to start having kids like no later than 35.
That's getting into high risk
know.
pregnancy territory, but
I
okay, you're
know.
30, so that
But
gives you
I've
5
also
years.
got a lot to do, and I also want to like actually be with that person, be able to enjoy that
Notice
person.
how that's
with
her
us,
perfect
This is
world.
instead of just
repulsive.
like get married,
Notice how
have
that's her
kids, and do the
perfect
whole
world,
like thing.
though.
Like if
wanna
it
throw
happens,
up.
it happens. But
Sure. How much of the family income do you personally want to contribute? So do you want a 50-50? What do you want?
I've always said this. I think that it would be nice to have my future husband be able to take care of all of the like not so fun stuff, and then with my income, we do like family vacations and all the fun stuff, extracurricular
Okay, so not
activities.
50, somewhere between 50-50 and stay-at-home mom.
I will never be a stay-at-home mom.
You won't be a stay-at-home mom. Well,
She's
okay, so how much
killing
of the
me.
family
And mind you,
income do you
she's
personally
already
want to contribute?
30.
I mean, I want to be making as much as
It's like a stab wound in my chest. Each.
Bro, everything she said is so conflicting. And then it's like, the problem is what they look at marriage as is not the same as what the guy would be looking at marriage as. They're looking at marriage as like retirement. They're looking at marriage as like, who's going to take care of me for the rest of my life now that I've already done all the fun stuff. So you just see how she said, oh, his money is for all the, necessities and the boring stuff and the uncomfortable stuff. And then my money.
Stuff.
Okay, now you can see how her and a man would never be on the same page.
Right.
Because to a man, that's what's important, is that I keep a roof over my family's head. I give them a quality of life. I pay my kids tuition. There's food in the fridge. He takes pleasure in providing these things for his family.
Right.
How is that not fun to you? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So in other words, you're just an overgrown kid. You're not an adult. You're just a big kid that wants to play for as long as you can play. And then when it's time to get serious about life, you want to hand over all those responsibilities to a man, but yet still have the authority.
Right.
And then it's like, what is the strong desire that you have to go to work? For what? The man's strong desire to work more is so that he can provide more for his family. That's why men get more motivated to work when they have children than a woman, because they want to give more. They want to provide more. Her reasons for wanting to work are nothing but selfish. It's because I don't want to feel like I don't have an identity. And it's like, but she hasn't once connected working with providing something for the family. Not once. And it's the third time she's mentioned her never not working.
Yeah.
But then when she talks about why she wants to work, it's never to give something to her children or to her man. So what I'm saying is a modern woman is like beyond selfish, because it's not even about what they're denying men, because that's what women hear. Because again, women are always in their own personal feelings and they're always in a selfish state of mind. So they project that on other people. So when men criticize them, they think it's always coming from a place of what the man's not getting. I don't give a shit what these women aren't giving, because I know where the fuck to get it.
Right.
I know where to get it.
What do you think of what she said? Curious to get your ladies' opinion on that. I want to hear you talk.
Repeat what she said basically about working or not working or staying home with the blonde one, right?
Yeah, she basically said my money will be used for the vacations and the fun
she's
shit.
Being selfish.
His money will be like for like the whatever's boring.
Everything else.
I think she's being selfish and she's delusional. She doesn't understand the question.
So if you were married, what would your money go to if you're working? What would you give us your scenario of the breakdown of the cash flow? Is he taking care of everything?
That's a great question. No one's ever asked me that.
Yeah, I want to know. I'm curious.
Jesus Christ, you're putting me on the spot.
You never thought about how the
No,
breakdown?
no. I would help in whichever way I can. I've done it before. I mean, if we're making
What if
the same,
if he doesn't need your help? Then your money just goes in your account. Like, what do you do?
I'll ask him for help to help me invest it in something, because maybe he knows more about investing.
Okay.
I'm not good with money management.
But you see how women don't really a lot of times think about, like, I put you on the spot, but like they talk and they speak, but they just don't have. They're just speaking to speak. There's no
They're just repeating
thought,
something
right,
they heard or were told.
Right. There's no thought process. It's like they're bots. It's like you say something, they go. It's like a machine or some sort
I'll
of.
give you an example.
I'm not selfish with my money.
I'll give you an example of what he's saying.
I hope
You
I'm-
ask women how much money that the guy needs to make in order to commit to him, and they'll first of all be really flustered with that answer, which means they personally never gave it any goddamn thought. And then when they do answer, they just answer this redundant answer that women are given in general, which is 6 figures. And then you ask them, okay, what's 6 figures? And they're like, that means 100,000, right? It's like, okay, well, how much money is that monthly? I don't know. Well, how much money is that weekly? I don't know. How much money would your man have to earn per hour to make that money working 40 hours a week? I don't know. Exactly. So you're the same dumb broad that if you actually got a guy that made 6 figures, you'd be complaining that he doesn't have enough time for you. But my point is, you would have already known that going in if you gave it some thought, because you would already know that for a guy to earn that kind of money, he'd have to be working this amount of hours. He'd have to be this amount dedicated to his profession. So even when women ask you, what do you do for work? Which is such a disrespectful, invasive question, because you're not asking me that for any general, for any genuine reason. You're simply asking me that because you're trying to guesstimate how much money I make so that you can determine how you're going to respond to me. That is extremely materialistic, right? But let's play that fucking game. Then when you say what you do, it's like, do you even know how much money that person's supposed to make on average? No, you don't. It's still some type of guesstimation. Doctors make a lot of money. How much money do doctors make? A lot of money. What's a lot of money? Doctors make a lot of money. Okay, you sound like a child. You sound like a 12-year-old little girl.
So I think that's
because that's how she would that's how she would associate it. She would just know that I've heard doctors make a lot of money and lawyers make a lot of money. So I want a husband that's a doctor or a lawyer. Okay, now go ahead and develop and evolve your brain into adulthood. Oh, it hasn't moved from 12-year-old you. So you look at doctors and lawyers the same way a 12-year-old you looked at them. There was no growth or development.
And as Kevin Samuels would say, and what do those men in those professions want?
That's my point.
So if you want to get one, fine. You can get a doctor, you can get a lawyer.
They never give it that much thought.
They don't even know what those guys want in a woman.
Right. So that's ego. That's ego. Because what that's saying is that I'm beautiful. Everybody told me that I'm beautiful. So when I grow up, I'm gonna choose a doctor. Right? There's no thought. It's just I'm pretty. I get what I want. And since I have the choice, I'm gonna choose. Well, let me think. I think I'm gonna go with lawyer because I like the suits that they wear. You see, but they don't know anything about the lifestyle. They don't know anything about the job requirements, the pressures, the stresses. They're not thinking about, what do you have to do to pass the bar? They're not thinking about how can I be a helpmate to a lawyer. They're not thinking any of that.
That's the reason why some women, in my opinion, initiate the divorce because they don't know what they're getting into.
Exactly.
Bingo.
Because they romanticize all of these things, right? They romanticize it. So when you played with Barbie just dressed up as different shit. Barbie didn't actually go to like medical school, but there was Dr. Barbie, there was Nurse Barbie, there was Lifeguard Barbie, there was Lawyer Barbie. You see, but there wasn't Barbie take her ass to college. So the women don't make the connection with what it takes to get any of the things they think they want. Right. So it's like, I want red bottoms. Okay, those are $1,300 shoes.
I can't even afford.
So what are you going to be doing that allows you to afford $1,300 shoes? I'll just get some guy to buy it. Okay, what are you going to have to do for some random guy for him to buy you $1,300 shoes? Now after you do that, you do realize you're not wife material anymore, right?
Right. Ladies, we have on Tuesday a guy coming who we met at the Hublot store, which the watches start at $7,000. So he's going to come in on Tuesday. We're going to bring him on the show. We'll have some ladies here, but this is the guy that fits the bill. I mean, 6 foot, what was he? 6'3", 6'2"?
Yeah.
Well-dressed guy.
That's why I hollered at him.
And we're going to bring a guy who's actually in that life. And we want to see what women.
And he's engaged.
So
he's not talking out his ass. He knows what he wants in a wife.
Right. So we're gonna bring real life examples for women. Sit the guy here in front of him and see, and you'll see when it's like they don't even know what to do when they get around these guys. They don't know.
And let him tell you for himself.
Yeah.
What these men want, because I talk to these men all the time, man.
And it's what you had said earlier, though. They mess with the lower level guys out of fear. If I get in front of a guy who really is about that shit, I ain't gonna know what to do.
And I know how to have rejection, and they're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of rejection.
I know how to throw this boom boom on.
So that's what they do. They throw it on there, and they hope that he's just gonna get stuck.
Right.
And it's like the guys who get stuck are the guys that don't have that type of flow. They don't have that type of influx. If a guy like that Asian chick that you showed, it's like she could be as beautiful as she wants to be. Here's the thing, though: the dudes that sleep with women that look like her, sleep with women that look like her.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you just repeated the same thing. Exactly, dumbass. If he sleeps with girls that look like her, then he sleeps with girls that look like her.
It's normal.
So throwing a pussy on him is not going to be something unique or special that sets you apart from the other girls that are the same caliber. Dudes tend to operate within a caliber. A guy that sleeps with fives, he sleeps with fives. You know what I mean? That's the norm. That's the normality for him. So any dude that's actually sleeping with 9s and 10s, that's not an isolated incident for him. So he's not going to settle with a girl just because she's a 9 or a 10. These women think they're marriage material because so many men are saying things like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're the girl of my dreams. Oh my God, I would so marry you. Oh my God, you're so perfect. Any guy that's with you would be so lucky. They actually let this shit go to their
It's a
head,
halo effect.
right? They let it go to their head without realizing that these guys aren't creditable because it's not what they're saying. It's why they're saying it.
Right. All right, guys, we're gonna finish up this clip, and then, ladies, I just need you ladies to think of one question for us. We close out, and then before we close out, and we'll answer that for you truthfully. So make sure you ladies are thinking of a question. Guys in the chat again, join the StreamYard links at the top. If you guys want to ask the ladies any questions, send a super chat in, and/or send a Cash App in.
You.
Okay, well,
You can
you
sign up
won't,
now.
but
I'll send you my
all
referral
right, yeah,
code.
you're gonna have to,
No.
you're gonna have to talk to her after the show so you can make $3 million a year. So,
Yeah, we'll go for coffee. We'll go for ice cream later.
Okay,
We'll,
so-
we'll like have a debrief session. I do not want to show my boobs.
but okay, so
Yeah.
here's the thing, right? So you said you want 3 kids. Kids are expensive. So how much of the family income do you want to personally contribute?
Like, why does it have to be like a set thing?
Well,
I just
okay,
want to be
here's the
able.
thing.
I never want to have to rely on a man for anything. Like, I want to be able to take care of
But
myself,
you-
and then say something terrible was to happen, because that's just where my mind goes. Because
You can leave if you know.
exactly. Like, what if something like
She's
he
30.
hit me? Like, hopefully that doesn't happen. But
Well,
like, say
hopefully,
if
yes,
that
but-
did happen, or he cheated, or like we just fell out of love, that we could go our separate ways, and I would still be 100% okay. Not only supporting myself, but also my children.
Do you think falling out of love is a good reason to break up a family? See, here's
Ooh,
I
that's
think
deep.
here's the delusion when it comes to family. Like the way it used to work is love was not really a factor when it came to having a family and starting a kid. If you loved each other, great, but it was a partnership. But okay, so here's the thing though. You said that you want to be independent, but you also just said that you'd prefer the guy to take care of the important things, and you're what you would contribute would be towards like the vacations and the fun stuff. So I'm just trying to arrive at a.
I'm just trying to give you like, well, example. I'm giving you my version of the answer that you're looking for. So it's like, it's not like a certain percentage. It's like
It makes no
that
sense.
it would be nice if he made enough to like take care of everything, and then was like, don't worry, like, I got you, I got us. Like, I want to be the provider and like
Fantasy
support you. Like, I
world,
want
man.
your money to be your money, and like you be able
Does
to
that not
take
sound
care of
like
like
a
all the
child talking
vacations
to
and all
you,
the fun
though?
stuff.
So
That'd
okay,
be fun.
so
not
hold on.
necessarily that I would let that happen, but that would be cool.
Okay,
You
so
let
our
that happen.
All right, we'll end the clip there because it's a little longer of a clip. That'll be the last segment, but let's hear from you because we haven't heard from you talk for a while. So
She
again,
thinks both lead too.
yeah, she kind of has the same mentality, but she's basically saying her money is her money, and then the guy's money is their money. Like, basically, like, she's responsible
That's
for
life.
the fun stuff.
I can tell you how it is my place, like how it was in my relationship before, and
Okay, explain. Yeah.
like my money was my money, his money is his money. But if he want to buy a car for himself, he buy the car for himself from his money. If I want to buy car for myself, I buy car for myself from my money. And it's working like this. If we want to buy like house for us, we'll buy house with our money. And for example, we have like some trips together. We go to Thailand together. We go to Italy together, and we give like, I give half of the money, he give half of the money, and this our month we spend together.
Okay, let me ask a question. What about the bills, like the house, the
Both.
phone bills, all of that?
Well,
Okay, why'd you break up with this guy?
what?
Why'd you break up with this guy?
Because I love him.
You broke up with
didn't
him
love
because you
him?
love him?
No, it's long story. Like, he have kid, and I cannot accept it.
From
That's
another
why.
woman.
Yes, that's
So he
why.
cheated on you.
He had that happen while you were together?
Yeah, no, he is was before.
So
It's
then
not
you
before.
already knew he had a kid.
I know. Yes, I know. it.
So then
I know. That's why I decided to separate.
but you don't have that time to waste.
It was 4 years ago.
You don't have that time to waste either. Okay, do you think women are more likely to find a suitable husband as they get older or less likely?
Can you repeat it, please? I told you my English is
Okay,
not perfect, so I can understand
okay,
you, but not
do
clearly.
women get a better husband if they wait or worse husband?
If we wait is better, I think, because we like me, for example, like for 4 years, like I can understand what I want, and I'm looking this exactly what I want. I don't want to fall in a first relationship that I fall that I meet first guy, and after this, like with this guy, last the relationship it was like this. I just meet him and I fall in love, and we start the relationship. We know that we have no future, but we lost these 5 years.
Okay, so
that's why I just prefer to stay alone and so to find what I want exactly.
So now that you've proven my point from earlier, I'm just going to go ahead and make the connection so you can see it for yourself. What you described is what happens when women make their decisions based on their feelings, and then men are stupid enough to follow women. So those 2 points that I made earlier that you argued, but you yourself, with your own experience, which is what women go off of, they go over their own experiences. Their anecdotal experiences somehow define reality, not the majority, not the past, not the present, not the future. Just their personal experience somehow trumps everything else. But within your own experience, you just confirmed both of the points that I was making, that women do not think about shit. They just feel it and they go on their feeling. And that men shouldn't be following women for that very reason. Because men need to be calculated. They need to really, really think about things, cover all the angles and bases, speak to older, wiser men who have either made that mistake already or dodged that mistake before they make a decision. Because they're responsible to lead the woman. They're responsible for the outcome. You just described the guy that followed you and look where it got him. It got him 5 years fucking wasted because you thought that you might want something that you ended up not wanting. You felt a certain way at one point and then your feelings changed.
I just felt comfortable with him. He felt okay with me. Like we really have like big feelings within us, but
feelings don't mean shit. Feelings are like weather.
But no future. No future.
Yeah, feelings don't matter.
That's why.
Feelings really don't. See, women are like white shoes. They're really hard to keep clean. And when you remove men from the equation, there's no one to protect women from themselves. Because that's the funny part, is that women keep on acting like they don't need men's protection anymore, when first of all, they're only talking about physical things. They're only stuck in a physical, very basic like conversation, right? And the only reason why they could even feel safe physically is because guess what? Men have collectively made these developed societies safe so that women can go to work, so that women can go to the gas station at 12 o'clock at night and put gas in their car. So they can go grocery shopping and walk home, take little walks in the park and walk their dog. That's because men have made it safe, right? But the reality of it is, when I say protection, I'm not talking about just not getting mugged or sexually assaulted. I'm talking about women need to be protected from everything. Everything around them, women need to be protected from.
Even themselves.
Everything. They need to be financially protected because, like she admitted, most women aren't good with money.
Nope.
And again, we can prove that with the numbers, because most women do not have what they need to have saved in the bank. They don't. The banks are very transparent about that information. They don't tell you the individual, but they tell you the gender and age. And women are looking really bad as far as what they have in the bank account. What they have saved, they're looking really bad. But they drive nice cars. They live in nice places. They have a whole bunch of designer clothes in their closet. But when you look at their bank account, woo, looking real bad. Most credit debt, women. Most education debt, like university debt, college debt, student loans, that's women. Most default on loans, that's women. And then when you look at women who do own homes, because they're such boss babes and everything, what's the number one way that women acquire property? Through divorce. Oh, no, but they're boss babes, though. They're boss babes, though. But most women that own property had to take it from a husband in a divorce. So again, I'm paying attention to the results, not my feelings and my personal experiences, the results. So what we're seeing is what happens when you remove men. They're not there to protect women from themselves. So when women feel like, hey, I want to do this, or I want to do that. Today, I feel like I want to do that. And I want to try this. And I want to try adult films. And I want to maybe open an OnlyFans. And I want to maybe sleep with a bunch of guys. I don't know. Maybe the whole football team. Because I just feel that way right now. The problem is the consequences last a lifetime, and there was no one there to tell her no. And I don't care how you feel about this. No, we're gonna force you to not do this. We're not gonna allow you to do this. And the women feel like, oh my God, you're controlling me and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I'm saving you. I'm saving you from yourself. Even the families that were like, listen, you're 21, you got to get married. You got to get married. You didn't find someone, we'll find somebody for you. Dad, I don't love him. What did that guy just say? Marriages were never about love. That was not the priority. The priority is that you were a good, responsible man that's going to protect you and provide for you that you can raise a family with. That's the priority, not the butterflies in your stomach.
I don't want to cue the sad violin music, but ladies, we're trying to help you, man. And I'm not saying you in general, but just ladies in general. You guys are like a dog, like a stray dog you just let out. It's like, all right, I'm gonna slip on this dick, and then I'm gonna try only, like you said, I'm gonna try OnlyFans. It's like women who just go through life. I've met so many women, not even in Miami, but when I was in DC, when I was in Pennsylvania, I'm just like, you just drink wine all night. You just drink wine. You watch Netflix. You call guys over to have sex with. Your life is miserable.
Yep.
And I'm looking at her, and she's a sad. One of the girls I used to deal with in the past, she would call me crying. I'm like, why are you crying? I'm like, oh, she's just lonely. She can get sex. But like, there are so many women that are drinking. Like, I mean, drunks. I mean, it's bad. I'm telling you, man.
It's the majority of women.
Yeah, or on pills, or like on some sort of like mental, like something.
Even
and they're just
Tinder.
unhappy, man.
Even Tinder is an addiction for them.
Yeah, and I've had girls on Tinder. You just match with them. They just want to talk. They don't even want to go out on dates. It's just like they're like lonely.
They need that.
They need the
temporary validation,
yeah,
so that they don't drive themselves crazy mentally.
Right.
Women will sit there and feel a way about themselves, and it's just like, am I getting fat? Please tell me I'm not getting fat. It's like, why can't you make that decision for yourself? Right. But if someone tells them, no, girl, you're not fat, they're like, oh, okay, for the next 15 minutes, I won't feel fat.
Right. Ladies, I want you guys to, all right, so we're going to close out here. We want all the ladies to ask us one question that they've always wanted to ask a guy. We're going to give you the truth and honest answer. Guys in the chat, again, it's your last chance. Send in those super chats. We're going to close out. So ladies, does anyone have a question?
I have 2 questions though.
All
right, 2 questions.
No, one will be from last time, because last time she didn't have her question. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you said that a lot of men are unhappy in relationships and marriages, right?
Most.
That's sad. So what would take, or what does a female have to do, or the 2 partners, so the man is happy? Because I feel bad that he has to stay in that.
You know what I feel like?
Do you understand what I'm saying? What is the woman
this,
doing, or what's happening there that the man is unhappy?
It's just the way they were raised. Because I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, relationships for men in America is like you having like a piece of cake or pie or something, and then somebody just comes by and they're like, you don't want that. And they knock it on the ground. And then like guys in the West are like, all right. And then they pick it up off the floor and they eat it anyway. That's what women are in the West. Like somebody came and ruined that. Somebody came and they just threw it on the floor. And what the average guy is doing is, if they can salvage it off the floor, they just pick it up off the floor and they eat it anyway. And it's like, dude, you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to eat that cake that was on the floor. But that kid is like, yeah, but if I don't eat this cake off the floor, then I don't get no cake.
So desperation.
That's what's happening in the West. So these guys that are actually getting a woman to like be their girlfriend, or actually getting a woman to be their wife, they're just like, they're settling for something that already fell on the floor.
So your question was, what do men need to feel fulfilled in a relationship?
She's saying, what can the women do? But it's like the women already ruined.
That, or true, there's a lot of damaged people, men and women, but more women than anything. But yeah, what can the woman do to make a man happier?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, if there was something a woman could do to change what's going on,
be raised differently.
Yeah, if she's not, because most women, I think, are so far gone to the point where they're just not going to listen to men. But I would say, if you have, this is just in a perfect world, this has probably never happened, but I'm just going to go hypothetically.
Let's be optimistic.
Yeah. Definitely speak to more people who are married. Find a damn wife school or something. Again, I don't think
somebody needs to open up one for real.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but you know what would ruin it? What would ruin it is that women would shame the other women for going.
Right, for going to wife
school.
I would go.
Feminism.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's the truth. And stop listening to their single girlfriends. Like, maybe cut them off like completely. I think that like there's got to be a point where women, let's say she's so far gone, but there's got to be a point where she goes, I'm 26, I didn't suck this many dicks, I F some dudes on the Dolphins, right? This is never gonna happen, guys.
Doesn't happen at 26.
It's never gonna happen.
It happens at 36.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like have a cutoff age, which most of women won't. But like, all right, I've done it, I've had it, and then don't. And also the other part of that is don't get mad, especially if you go for those guys that are the football guys, that he's still experiencing himself. He still might be cheating on you, whatever it is. Like, you've already done the shit that you were gonna do. So stop like be happy with the guy you got. Like you get what I'm saying? Like I want this kind of guy, I want this lawyer, I want this lit guy, whatever it is. Remove yourself from whatever he's doing and go, I got him. Does that make sense?
Well, take your ego out of it.
Yeah, like take your ego out of it. And now if you don't want that kind of guy, then that's fine. But what I'm saying is
you want him, you better hold on to him.
Right, just I'm done. And but the key piece is I've already been a slut. So it's like what makes me mad about women is like you've already had these fun experiences, not even slut. Like I've been flued out here. I saw a girl on another podcast. She got flown out by the producer of The Matrix, regular just white girl on this podcast, and she's like, yeah, I'm looking at her. I'm like, dude, I have listened to women's experiences. There was a girl when I was back in DC. She's like, one time my car broke down. And she's from London, and my car broke down, and blah 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 blah. She's talking like this, and she's like, and there was a cop, and I just acted like I couldn't be there, and I couldn't make it home, and he drove me, and he turned his sirens on, and he was speeding. I mean, she had this amazing, and I'm sitting there like this. Oh my god! As a guy,
he ain't getting no pussy,
right? But I'm saying I couldn't fathom being a woman. Like her experience was so awesome.
Like what guy's gonna do that for me?
Yeah,
what cop is gonna do that for me?
Right, and not that I would want a cop to do that for me, guys. Pause. But what I'm saying is like my equivalent to that. I couldn't imagine.
What do you say is a female cop ain't doing that for us?
And I'm just like, you've had these really awesome experiences. Ladies, go back.
Can we get some? We gotta
earn our experiences. Your head. No,
experiences.
seriously, and think of, damn, I got that VIP one time. I did this. You know what? Yeah. I'm done. I've had it. I'm picking this guy, and I'm whatever. He cheats on me. Whatever. I'm not giving up. I have a duty now. I want kids. It's over. I'm not gonna just leave him because I'm unhappy.
Yeah, but
because I'm
you know why they
can't
never
do that.
They can't do that because their feelings is determining.
Right.
What they
You
do.
can never do it. What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
I have a question with that because you guys said that women are most unhappy now, but what does settling with someone that doesn't? I find that as not respecting you. Like if you're just like they cheat on you and be like, I need I want to build this home. I want to do it.
The problem is that women do not want to accept the full picture of anything. They'll accept the double standards that benefit them, but they don't want to accept the double standards that they feel work against them. So it's like they're allowed to have advantages, but the men can't have advantages, right? So for example, women's opportunities are about a combination of luck and not fucking it up. That's women's opportunities. They come to them. It's on you not to fuck it up. Men, opportunities don't come to us. We have to create opportunities. So like Andrew Tate gives this analogy all the time. If you go on a yacht and you see a bunch of beautiful women on the yacht and then you see a bunch of guys, the difference is the guys had to bust their asses to get on that yacht. They had to put in some serious fucking work and they had to beat out all the other men that did whatever it is that they do in order to get on that yacht. So they're a bona fide winner just for being on that yacht. The women don't have to ask, are you a winner? But they have to ask, what are you a winner at? What is it in particular that you do? We know you're great at what you do because you can afford yachts and shit, right? Just like if you see a guy on a private jet, you know that motherfucker is of some value because that's how he got on that jet. Right. But if you see a beautiful woman on that jet, well, there's your answer. She's a beautiful woman. That's how she got on that jet. That's it. Her friends are beautiful enough to go. She has a cousin that can go. There's another girl that would have went if she was sick. It's not a big deal. They could have replaced you with any other equally beautiful girl. Same thing on that damn yacht. When they get ready to go on that yacht, they just DM a bunch of beautiful women. Hey, we're going on the yacht. Come if you want. Bring a hot friend. If she's not hot, we're not letting her on.
Right. So
exactly.
What was the question again? Say it one more time. I just want to make sure I understand so I can answer.
What makes the difference between being unhappy in a relationship and being unhappy single? Like
at this point, it sounds like hold on. That's in their mind. That's in their mind. Happiness is figurative, and we can prove that very easily.
Why can't?
Do you travel?
Yeah.
What countries have you traveled to?
I went to Europe, to Colombia.
Okay, so what's the poorest country you traveled to? Colombia?
Yeah.
Okay, would you say the people on average are happier in America or happier in Colombia?
Why does his happy?
Hold on. Let her answer though. Where do you think they're happier?
I think in Colombia, but I feel like no. I feel like you're unhappy about the wrong. I think we're just very materialistic.
No, but just think about that.
Over there, they're unhappy, but it's like real life.
That's what I'm saying. How is it that I can go to countries where they don't even have ice machines, they don't have microwaves, the majority of the people don't have a car, they work all damn day and they're underpaid, they don't own shit, but yet they're happy.
They're happy for the things that they have.
Exactly. How are they happy and grateful? And then you here in America where we have
too many
abundance.
Options makes you unhappy.
Exactly.
Let me.
So what I'm trying to say is that happiness is relative. It's in your mind.
But hold on. Let me just say something.
So if you have a husband that's providing for you, you have a nice home, you have beautiful, healthy children, you don't even have to work, or you work minimally, but your husband every once in a while sleeps with someone else that you wouldn't know about.
Let me say something. Hold on. Listen. Why? Hold on. Listen. What does your happiness, your total happiness, have to do with me? I think you're like, you can still be happy. It's like it's almost like well, if he's doing what he's doing, like, I'm gonna be unhappy. It's almost competing. Like right, and it's almost like your happiness is more important than my happiness. Right? What if what I'm doing makes me happy? Well, you should want me to be happy, right? So what I'm saying is, it's like you're making it seem like you're settling. Well, what if he's settling for you? Like, women don't ever. It's like you don't ever settling
for you.
But that's what I'm saying.
I guarantee you.
But that's what I'm saying. You women always. Hold on. You ever see the cartoon?
Guys, every point you're settling. You
ever see the cartoon where the lady's like in the throne, and she's the queen, the king's off somewhere, and then she's like, some guy's juggling, and she's like, to the snake pit, right? It's like, it's almost like women are like above what the men, like, it's almost like you don't consider, it's like you're inconsiderate. You don't care about.
They are inconsiderate.
Like,
they don't.
What if he's settling for the girl though? Because you're talking as if she's settling for him, but like, what if she's all the stuff I said? She's been ran through by a bunch of football players. She had OnlyFans, whatever it is. She got a kid by some other guy. Like, what if she just needs to just go like, you know what? This is my life now. I'm just gonna get cheated on by this guy. Like, whatever. He's still taking me out on dates. I'm happy. Whatever it is. He's settling for you, actually.
Listen, women are not doing that in any.
He's settling for you.
Any place in life. A woman is a 5. She hooks up with a guy that's a 7.5. The next day, she's upset that he didn't call. It's like, sis.
Yeah.
It was just sex. It was sex by default, right? It was a late night. He was drunk. There wasn't a lot of options floating around. He slummed it. But in her mind, somehow, he's supposed to offer her all the. She can't accept that situation. Okay, mom, you're a single mom. You got 3 kids out of wedlock. No quality dudes are going to marry you. So you either marry a dude that's like, how you say, on your level? Because women are always quick to say, on my level. What the hell is that supposed to be? What's the level of a woman that's giving children to other men outside of wedlock getting married? What level is that? That's the lowest level of man. What man is marrying you after you already gave children to other men and was never married to begin with? Do you know how ridiculous that is? But that's the average single mom. The average single mom still thinks she gets first picks of eligible men. And she's already clearly been giving her box away because she has children. So that means you've been giving your box away a lot. And just some of them had kids with you. Do you see what I'm trying to say? You can't act like you're a virgin. You got kids. So what I'm saying is women refuse to accept their status or status. They don't want to accept their status, but yet they're quick to say, I want a guy of this status. I want a guy
no matter what happens.
Right. They think they can be picky.
Kids I have by 2 different dudes.
Yeah. They think they can be picky.
You think
in the situation that they're in? It's like,
who cares?
Chick, you're lucky that any of these guys would have you.
Right.
Yeah, any guys would have you. You're lucky. But you think you're better than those guys. You think you're better than all of these hardworking men who just weren't blessed with height and good looks. But they're hardworking men. But that's not good enough for you. You need rich men. What the fuck makes you think you're gonna get a rich man?
Yeah.
But
all right, so you're gonna give us the last question, and then we'll do our final closeout.
Wait, she did ask her question.
She asked her question. She gave us.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm not saying that guys are supposed to cheat. I'm not saying you're supposed to deal with it. I'm just saying the same thing that he said. It's not a reason to break up your family.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Is like ridiculous. Because a lot of girls, he cheated once, I'm out. It's like that's like the thing.
And they act like they're punishing him. You're punishing everybody.
Right. You're punishing the kids,
especially your children. Now your children are going to be fucked up, and they're going to have no faith in marriage.
And that's why we talk about duty. Okay, you've had kids. You found out your husband cheated on you. Well, you take the kids, they're only 4 years old, whatever. Like, all right, well, what happens to the kids? You don't even care what happens to the kids. Your feelings are more important than the kids.
I just feel like we were raised differently
which is fucked
up. Which you guys are saying. I just, for example, let's say, like my family was telling me this is what an image of a guy should be. This, that. Even if you want to fight it, if you've been told many times over and over and over and over what you're supposed to receive, what you're not supposed to receive, what you need to accept or whatever, like you said, people are just getting, not, I don't want to say brainwashed, but like trained a certain way.
Well, they are programmed.
Yeah, like programmed. So, I mean, it's crazy to hear the other side where it's like, listen, like, there's other things you need to think about, not just like, are you happy?
Like, well, like I said, that's fleeting. And also, women don't realize that their happiness is their responsibility. They don't realize that. Your happiness is your responsibility. That's why I tell guys all the time, don't let women hit you up or respond to you when they're bored. Because they're going to confuse you and lead you on. They're sending you mixed signals. You're thinking, oh, she's interested now. No, she's not. She's just bored now. Right. And what she's doing is making her boredom your responsibility. Now you need to come and entertain her. Like when she needs her oil change.
She's the queen at the throne.
Right. When she needs her oil change, now all of a sudden she's scrambling trying to find the Instagram or the phone number of that mechanic that she had met that she's not interested in. But now that she needs something car related, she's like, oh, I got to find this guy's number somewhere. And it's like, but hold on, you didn't give a shit about that guy before. So the point I'm trying to make is I'm in constant communication with my mechanic. I text that motherfucker, happy birthday. I text him, hey, Merry Christmas. Hey, how's the family? I don't need anything. But when I do need something, that's not when I'm going to wait to be like, hey, Muhammad, the car, buddy. Do you see what I'm trying to say? I understand that I need to take care of my friends like full time so that they're there for me when I need them at that time. Women, that doesn't even occur to them. So to answer something that you mentioned earlier, you were talking about like the dude comes home from work, he doesn't want to talk and he doesn't want to communicate. Let me tell you how that's connected with parking your car in another garage. And women don't get it. The reason why you're expected to be, fully faithful, keep your legs closed, nobody else is supposed to get any of that and so on and so forth. But then it's not the same for the guy. Is the same reason why you need to be talking to your man and telling him, hey, this is how my day went. This was an issue. Your daughter did this. This happened. Oh, and your son did that, by the way. Oh, and don't forget, we have to do this with those people. And remember, my mom's birthday's coming up and we're supposed to do dinner. The reason why the woman needs to be all verbal like that and keeping him in the loop is because she expects him to solve her problems. She expects him to handle things for her, to give her leadership and guidance. Okay, baby, this is what we're going to do about this and that. Okay, let me think about it. I'll figure something out. I'll take care of it. She has an expectation from her man, and that's his responsibility. So she can be verbal diarrhea on him. But the reason why he's not going to come home and be like, yeah, babe, I had a really rough day at work. So let me tell you what the foreman did. Can you believe it? And then the nerve of this guy. And then I'm the one doing this and this. But yet and still, he has a nerve. He could go ask Charles, but he doesn't ask Charles to do it. He comes and asks me to do it. The reason why he's not telling you all of that is because you're going to do all of what? Diddly squat. You're not going to help him with any of those problems. So he doesn't see the need to come and unload them on you because you're not going to do anything about it.
Yes,
and
we
if,
can.
And if he needs to go bust a side nut over there or over here, in his mind that has nothing to do with you, because he's already compartmentalized that chick. That chick is just physical. That chick is just an unload. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Just like if he goes to the gym and he hits the punching bag, he's not going to come and tell you how he beat up on that punching bag. Because it has nothing to do with you. He got his frustration out on that bag. He got his frustration out on that thought. And now he's coming home to be super dad with his children and to try to be the best husband that he could be with his wife. So if he already knows that you were with the kids all day, you're not going to be in the mood to suck a dick. You see what I'm trying to say?
So he's taking out his frustration.
Right. He's trying to take care of all that other stuff out in the world. Right.
It's like so crazy.
Right. But what I'm saying, but what I'm saying
no, but I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm just like, lights are like,
you're projecting.
Holy shit.
You're projecting your values and how you interact with these themes onto him. If you came home and were antisocial and didn't want to tell him about your day, it would mean something different than if he came home and didn't want to tell you about his day. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If you went and did something with another guy, that's completely different than if he did something with another woman. And I know women will say, that's not true on your name, because some guys it's just sex and some guys it's just this and it's just that. It's like, well, that would mean that your man isn't hitting it right. That's what that would mean. But if your man goes and steps out on you, that doesn't mean that the sex isn't good with you. It just means that he probably can't have sex with you without there being an emotional component to it. If you're married to a woman or you're in a relationship with a woman, there ain't gonna be no just a quickie real quick. There ain't gonna be no it's just a nut.
So they want that slutty girl.
Exactly. You can't you can't make that disconnect.
In other words, yeah.
Why?
That's
what I'm saying. A woman that you would die for, you can't have sex with her without there being emotion involved.
That's crazy.
It's two completely different
You
things.
don't see her as a slut, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
You can't see her as.
I don't think
the
you wanna
word
be
doesn't even
married
have to
a
be slut.
slutty.
All I'm saying is I can't subtract the emotional component. That's what I'm saying. It's impossible. If you care about a woman, you can't have non-mental and emotional sex with her.
So what you're saying is that sometimes guys like that sex that doesn't have that emotional component.
Well, that's the difference between sex and making love. So when you have your woman, there ain't gonna be there's not gonna be no just sex component to it. That's also why when you're taking care of a woman and she denies you sex, it's a whole different ball game than when you're shooting your shot on Instagram and she denies you sex. That's not personal. I don't give a shit about that bitch. But I'm providing for you. I'm protecting you. You have the nerve to tell me you're not in the mood. I'm like, bitch, I ain't in the mood to pay the bills.
Does that equal the same as like, let's say your man does not feel comfortable talking about your feelings and all that because you're not gonna do whatever diddly squat, but they're talking about their feelings with some other female.
But there could be another reason to that because him talking to her about his feelings, there's no consequence. You see what I'm trying to say? There's nothing to lose. Whereas with you, there might be consequence to it. If he's talking to you about his feelings and some of those things involve you, you ain't gonna not take it personal. You're gonna take it personal.
Yeah, I mean, men take the path of least resistance. If we can avoid an argument or a problem, if he goes and talks to another woman, it might just be for him. Again, we're always thinking of protecting the relationship of the woman we love. So
we
even if we sleep with another woman, we don't want you to know because we actually love you. Right?
So
there's a girl that I don't care about. I don't give a shit if she knows about sleeping with a bunch of
it's a different investment.
Give a damn.
Could you imagine being willing to die for somebody and then you find out that they cheated on you? You'd be like,
right.
I would have done
well,
anything.
Another thing, ladies, I
feel
want
like a girl would be willing to die for you too. Imagine
No,
you
she
finding
ain't.
out.
But see, the difference is
That's
the guy.
crazy.
Well,
That's
hold
when
on,
you guys
hold on,
had
hold on,
toxic
hold on,
bitches.
hold on.
I swear to
Well,
God.
the guy wouldn't want the woman to die
That
for
is
him.
true.
The guy would be
I
like,
didn't
no, I
want you
got
to die
this.
for me. What the
But
heck?
hold on,
I
and
got
another
this.
thing
Make
is
sure
let
my
me just
tombstone looks good.
let me just paint two pictures. The first is the dying part. Men are always thinking about you. We're at the restaurant sitting down, when we're walking on the sidewalk, when we're in the car. You know,
When we're our side chick,
right? Like
I was just gonna say that when you're in bed with someone else.
I'm serious. But let me finish the point. What I'm saying is, when we're talking about you,
Damn, I'm gonna have to
when
go
we're talking
home.
about protecting you, though, we're thinking about it all the time. That's like our duty. That's what we think. Also, onto the cheating thing. Again, I always make this comparison. If you cheated on me, like let's say we're trying to have kids, and that guy gets you pregnant, I'm raising his kid. If I cheat on you and I get another, well, what if you cheat on and you get her pregnant? Yeah, but the baby's not moving in the house, right? Like it is more destructive and more savage when a woman cheats. It's more fucked up. It just is. When you guys do it, it's bad. It's bad. Like
More emotional.
like bombs are dropping and shit. Like the world is destructing when you
World War III just started.
cheating is bad, but when women do it, it's
for a different
far
reason.
worse. And it's worse. It's worse. I said it in the last podcast.
Well, they do
Would
steal.
you rather someone shoot you in the head, get it over with quick, or mutilate you in little pieces, put you underwater just when you're about to drown, pick you
Just
back up
shoot
out of
me.
water, right? There's different
waterboard you.
cheating. Yes, I'm serious though. Torture is worse. Sometimes I'd rather you just kill me, right? So what I'm saying is, cheating is bad, but when women do it, it's worse.
What
In
if
most
she's?
cases.
I think
What
it's
if you
because
have
we
a
do it
woman
with an
that's down?
intent to
I don't-
hurt.
okay.
Down for what?
Like,
Hold on. Let's let her get the last question real
Down
quick.
for what?
We need one question from you, and then we'll close out here.
So these girls that we saw, how they can find the right man for them?
How can a girl find the right man
Yes,
for her?
because they mostly looking for money. They're looking for
Okay.
some strong man. They're
Right.
looking for something that they need to take from the man.
It's-
So how can they find a man for them?
So the first thing is women need to position themselves. So what I mean by that is put yourself in position to be with the guy that you want. If you know you want a lawyer or a doctor, become a nurse, right? Like you're going to need to put yourself in a position where you can meet these guys and be around these guys. And then you don't necessarily need to approach them, but you may need to just be in the area. And you're going to need to want to be able to beat the other girls out. Women have this notion in their head that if they want a certain kind of guy, they don't have to compete. So if you're a nurse and there's that one doctor that all of you want to be with, how are you going to position yourself? Or if he does talk to you, how are you going to beat out all the other women? Right. So I think that women need to become more serious about the kind of guys they want, position themselves around the guys they want to be around. And initially, if there are guys, let's say you got a lot of guys trying to talk to you and you want to get married, or you know that some of these guys are the guy you
I
want.
think these girls, they absolutely don't know what they want. They want something, but not exactly what.
Well, you got to figure out what you want. You got to figure out what you
what's
want.
important?
You can't not know what you want.
No, not what you want. What you need, because women got a long list of what they want. Most of that stuff is trivial anyway. But more importantly is then what does this particular guy want and need, which is going to be a lot more nuanced than what the women want and need. So the guys that are out here that have experience, they know for the most part what women want and what women need. Whether or not they're going to give it to them, that's a whole nother story. But all the guys that you think are fuck boys, those guys know exactly what women want. They have enough experience with it. They just know that they're not going to give you that. They don't feel like it. They also know who deserves it, and who doesn't. Trust me, they know that. Because the thing about fuckboys is fuckboys aren't told no. They're not told to wait. They're not told you have to earn it and you have to work for it and all these type of things. So they know the women that are loose and the women that aren't. Like Nas used to say, yeah, you're a fool if your main girl's easy to fuck. So guys know, hey, it wasn't hard for me to fuck you, so it's not going to be hard for the next guy to fuck you either. So what, excuse me, I'm supposed to wife that now? I'm supposed to work harder for that than the next guy? Because that's another thing that's going on in a man's brain internally, is that he's constantly competing with other men. And competition goes both ways. It goes, I need to outwork and work harder than the next man, but at the same time, I can't be doing more than the next man for the same pay or the same result. You get what I'm trying to say? So all these chicks that are out here, you know, what those black girls were telling us, that they're having all these sneaky links and they're just doing them and they're having fun and they're doing all this casual sex. And then later you expect some guy to be planning romantic dates and buying flowers for you and committing and all this shit. How is that supposed to work? In his mind, he can't help but feel like a fool and a sucker because he already knows that you were handing this out before for guys that didn't do any of these things. And now you want me to do all these things to get the same. You didn't become a better person. You don't have more to offer. Your pussy didn't get better. So why am I doing more than what these guys did for the lesser? That also doesn't make any goddamn sense. So the women have to not only figure out what they want, like he said, figure out what you want, but also just as important is what does the guy want? Because most women have no idea. When I say most women, damn near all women, because we've been doing this. Other channels are doing this. These questions aren't new. These questions are actually pretty fucking redundant. What do you bring to the table? What do you offer a man? What do you have for your husband that you didn't already give to other men? And women can never answer any of these questions, either because they genuinely don't know or because they know the answer disqualifies them, right? So a lot of it is your past and your present that's going to determine your value in the future for a guy. So most women have already disqualified themselves. That's a harsh reality, but it's the truth. 80-something%, 90% of modern Western women, English-speaking women, have already disqualified themselves. I'm not saying they won't get married. What I'm saying is they're not wife material. That doesn't mean you're not going to get married. That just means someone is out there stupid enough to make the mistake. Because the same way these women weren't taught how to be wives, these men weren't taught how to choose wives. You get what I'm saying? So these guys don't even know what to look for anyway. So they're just like, she's pretty and she said yes, so okay. It's like, yeah, but that pretty face has been doing some things.
It's nothing.
Huh?
Pretty face is nothing.
You're saying that, but
with this person, you don't put this person and looking at this person every day.
You're doing it again. You're doing it again. You're thinking that the way you look at things somehow is supposed to be the way that men look at things. You're not the arbiter of what men think, do, or feel. You are not. Okay, that's a question that has been racking my brain since I was very young, because I would listen to women constantly complaining about men, and the complaints were the same. And I would just think to myself, if all men do these things, if all the men you've dealt with do these things, if this is your expectation for men, why the fuck are you complaining about it? It apparently is men. It's part of what men are. Do men go around saying, oh, I'm so tired of women having their period every month? I just can't take it anymore. Why do women have to have their period every month? It's ridiculous. Stop having your period every month. We accepted that comes with women. I don't complain about having to walk my dog because dogs need to be walked. I don't complain about having to charge my iPhone because iPhones have to be charged. What? So why are all these women still complaining about men? Why do men have to cheat? Why do men have to have more than one woman? I don't know. Maybe it's just part of being a man. At what point in time are you going to accept it? So that's what I'm saying. We accept women's needs, right? We accept the wants that are realistic and then what they're deserving of, but yet we still have to have this constant back and forth of why can't men be the way we want them to be? You don't decide how men are. You have the opportunity to learn what men want, particularly the men that you're interested in, but do you take the time to learn what they want, to learn what their interests are, to learn how you could be a helpmate to them? When I was trying to get inside that inner circle with Fresh and Fit, I tried to sit back and think to myself, how could I add value to what they got going on already? And I was able to successfully accomplish that. So if I'm trying to get into a circle, if I'm trying to deal with certain people, I think to myself, what could that person benefit from me? What can I give to that person that's going to make them say, okay, this guy Allende is giving value? And I think about that first before I ask for what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I just demand what I want or expect what I want, I'm not going to get it for nothing. And this is the problem that women are making. They're thinking that men are supposed to just give them what they want because they want it. Wait, what?
Right.
Yeah. It's not going to work. Just figure out what is it that the guys would possibly need from you or want from you.
All right, guys. I think that was a really good conversation. We appreciate the ladies for coming through. And hopefully you ladies learned something. And of course, we definitely learned about your thoughts as well. So, guys, we have a stream tomorrow around 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys
be 9.
All right, let's just say 9. And we will be we'll be on time tomorrow. We're gonna be on time tomorrow. So guys, make sure you join up tomorrow. Subscribe to Authentic Alphas as well as Mentuition, youtube.com/@Mentuition. Again, guys, I am gonna buy a .com tonight. So all you'll have to do is just go to Mentuition .com, and then you'll be able to just go straight to the YouTube page from there. Did you have any final closeout statements for anything coming up?
There was something. I just can't remember now. But
all right,
don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you guys in the next one. We appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.